What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at My Cowboys Family, and of course, hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below.
Completing the first week of training camp here, on MCF, we're completing this week and crowning some champions here on the channel for next week's second week of training camp. And it's going to get into the hitting portion of things. Oh, I'm excited. Tomorrow it all starts, but we got to talk about yesterday and some other news that trickled down tonight here as we rev up for the Monday. Pads are on, hits start coming, and I can't wait, guys. So we got a lot. This is just a sliver, a fourth of training camp has passed us by. That's just a fourth. So we got 3/4 to go, and hopefully, number one, everyone stays healthy, and number two, we keep seeing everyone getting better, growing together, offense, defense, coaches. I love it. We're going to talk about that and more. But first, baby, as we get to the last night of this week and crowning some champions, we got to shout out those that have been representing it here for this past week here at the top of the spot here. And you see the sponsor of the week, the man staying skeptical fan. Much love to him. Back to back like our 90s Cowboys. And he's trying to go for a 3-P. As you look above there, the leader of this week so far to come for that sponsor of the week is Skeptical Fan once again. He's never been a back-to-back champ. He might very well be a 3-peater here at the end of tonight. So we'll see what happens. Mark right behind him, the great Mark Hovsepian. He runs the boards. Usually he's running that stream boss. Currently,
Mr. A. Lavelle.
Yeah, Mr. A.
Currently
Lavelle.
Rocking with 95 points on the stream boss.
Some Jonathan Hankins up there. And if you look right above that, well, actually right next to that, you see Justin Quarles, the Q-Man, who's the Cash App King this week. One of the few times he's represented, and we appreciate him as always here. He beat a battle last week with Snug X. You see Snug as the third overall guy on the board, but he is also currently the leader of, it's not Snug X Squirrels, it's Snug X. He's the leader on the Cash App side. And tonight, if he holds that down, he's like, what, 3 out of the last 4 weeks, Snug X dominating the Cash App side. So we'll see what happens. You got, Jason Renfro in the mix and others, but Snug X currently the leader on that side. And those are those 5 main parts. You see Skeptical Fan, the sponsor of the week, twice in a row, going for a 3-peat. And tonight he will clinch, it looks like, the July membership gifting championship, you can say here.
That's right.
So he has 2 months in a row this month, tonight, the last, tomorrow, I guess, the last night of the month. And he holds it down, which again, he's got a 42, I don't know, he's got a whole lot of 50 gifted memberships from Skeptical Fan. Wow. Can't say enough about the love that he brings to the channel. The last 2 months, this month, a new record, 3 months in a row. It looks like it's going to happen, baby. The man Skeptical Fan. And all the star level members here, Navy, Blue, and Silver, of course, too. But that star level membership, never forget those guys like, of course, the great Skeptical Fan and the great Jason Renfro, the great Dwayne Brassard, the great Mary Alvarez, and the great Australian Lincoln Kane LC, all repping that star for everything. Navy, Blue, Silver, it's about that 6 and beyond. That's what we got to get. So, outside of the super chats, you guys can drop here in the chat anytime you want. Stop us from whatever we're reading or talking about. We will answer in detail your question. But on top of that, there's also the membership. You guys can jump into that. You guys can gift membership. We just discussed that. There's the thanks button when the videos post. And there's 4 other ways, baby. People can drop a little love here, especially when it comes to the Cash App King. What are those extra 4 other ways, baby?
Well, of course, money sign My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, the regular PayPal link, and last but not least, of course, you do have the Streamlabs. It's let your comments show up right here on screen, just like a super chat.
I did want to remind everybody that, soon, very soon, we're going to have our monthly months, but as we get into this, guys, officially training camp day 3 was yesterday. Today was an off day. We're going to discuss a lot of things, watch a lot of things, and kind of go through some of the ins and outs of what Jerry Jones said, Mike McCarthy said, the players said, and then what's getting ready for tomorrow. So we're going to rock it up here in a minute. But first, baby, before we can do all of that, we got to see who's in the house. Shout out to people in the house. Make sure to hit that like, the subscribe button, growing the channel here. 23.5 family members here with the K at the end there. Appreciate all you guys who are, just new members, OGs, the new Gs. I appreciate all the family members. All the family members. So, baby, who's in the house tonight as we do the shout-outs?
Yeah, let me do the shout-outs here. Thank you to Rolando Rodriguez. What's up? Chappelle Hannon, much love. Now, Zeke does not seem to be coming home anytime soon. Retro Scotty, what's up? Thanks for rolling through, saying hi.
Retro.
Asmodeus in the house.
Memphis representing.
Kenzie Bands, much love. I'm not sure if we have the Cook's clip like up and ready to go here, so sorry about that.
Well, you'll see it in the wrap up. We do have it. I mean, I have it 4 different times. You can see it from 4 different angles if you watch our videos. We'll go through that here. You guys can enjoy it here on the live stream as well. Oh, and somebody else going to enjoy. I just saw it pop up on my screen. That time you didn't scare me. Much love to Skeptical Fan with his 51st gifted membership, and he's got himself a bit of a little lead there over Mark Hosepian in that top spot. What did the man say in Skeptical? I guess when I say what did he say, but who got that?
My Cowboys family
what?
got it.
How is that possible?
I don't know how that happened again.
How is this happening? That our channel, we already have it. That's. I'm sorry, Skeptical Fan. Staying skeptical. I'm skeptical about the way that YouTube does their freaking gifting method. There's so many other people here that can have it. I just hope everybody has it turned on.
Congrats to you, baby.
I mean, I guess. I mean, that's crazy.
Funny.
I don't even understand.
And Kenzie, again, we don't have like just that specific clip. We have like the whole clip thing. So it'll get to it eventually, but we can't like. I don't think SOCF has the ability to just play it.
We have it
alone.
I mean, I could, but the thing is that we could sit here all day and talk about that one clip. You guys have seen my thoughts on it and heard, and again, on our standalone clip of just the Brandon Cooks touchdown. So check it out if you haven't already. But we're going to do the whole practice this last day 3 here.
No,
so.
he wanted to point out something specific about it. That's why.
Okay,
so.
all right. Well, when we get to it, I mean, let us know. I'll definitely be discussing that tonight.
Kevin Bilbo in the house. What's up? Aloha to Mark Hosepian. Mahalo to you.
Much love. I know he has our info about the jersey and the goodies, and of course I know we're expecting goodies, so appreciate you. Mr. Mark Hosepian, one of the ballers here, one of the best and biggest family members representing that star here at My Cowboys Family. But we got a lot of representatives here,
like Scorpio as well in the house. I'm gonna keep going with the shout outs here.
Yes.
Right, we have Bruce got the toxic juice. Much love, of course. Kenzie Bands, shout him out several times here. Another one, HM, hello and hi. Cactus G in the place to be. Texas Twister, staying safe out there on the road. I hope. Frank Moyer, what's up? Zachary Standard, hello. Let me see. Daniel Berry Sports, what's up? Even Leaside Herald, he's like, hey, real football talk? I'm there.
Yeah.
Hector Colon, much love. Spoony Dog, what's up?
Spoony.
Of course, Skeptical Fan always staying skeptical.
It.
We had Dwayne Broussard, the top dog. Mari Roberts.
I'll give an extra special.
Come back down.
Extra shout out to Skeptical Fan for the 51st gifted membership to MCF. So appreciate you. We don't control that. I don't know what the hell YouTube does, but once every 2 months, it seems that they throw us a fucking membership. I don't get it. Ooh, is that too early to say the F word?
Maybe. I hope not.
I wanted Madman or Chappelle Hannon or anybody else here that doesn't have a membership yet. Kevin Bilbo to have gotten that. I hope that everybody has it set to accepting memberships. Remember, you got to accept it. Some people might not know that. You got to hit accept memberships, and then you'll be able to get one if Jason Renfro, of course, Skeptical Fan, they drop a gifted membership to somebody in the Navy Blue crew. You get the emojis, and it's going to keep popping up here every week here as we get to preseason week 1 to Super Bowl for the Cowboys, hopefully, in 2023.
So, let me go ahead and shout out Mark Hosepian here with a $5 holler.
A grand entrance from the man, Mark H., Mark Hawaii, Mark. What did the man say?
So, we have him saying, Jerry Jones is an idiot. I agree he has to save money for free agents, but why not give a small raise and in return rework the contract to free up some money? No Super Bowl with no guards.
And that is why are we in this situation, guys?
I'm pretty sure they're
Clown
percolating
show.
Something behind the scenes. Because even Zach Martin himself said, I'll see you guys shortly in camp.
The thing is,
the fact that it had to get to this point is the part that's very frustrating. Like, out of all the guys that has to quote-unquote hold out, should not be Zachary Martin.
Well, why did we let it? We were in talks with him since February, and now all of a sudden, like, it's a surprise. Oh, that damn Zach Martin. You know what I mean? Like, exactly, Mark. It's about the bad management. They think they're gonna, they're gonna get another freebie year, another cheap year off of Zach Martin's back. Come on. I mean, I'll talk about it tonight, guys, because literally Mike McCarthy only spoke so much about that. He talked more about the players like Trayvon Diggs and other injuries. But Jerry Jones, he can't help himself, and he talked not just about Trayvon, but also Zach Martin in detail. We're gonna go through that today. You guys will see what I mean. And you'll have my 2 cents on this, Mark, coming right up here tonight on My Cowboys Family. And of course, it's not just a regular night of My Cowboys Family. We got our VTubers up there and bouncing around. Oh, no, tonight the cameras come on. You got our reactions. Your guys, if you guys drop love, if you guys drop thoughts, if we talk about something that we're passionate about, you're going to see it in our face. You're going to see it you're going to hear it in our voices. You're going to feel it through the microphone. So Again, let's pop the camera on.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Is there an issue going down?
No, there isn't. It just okay. I was trying to re-gift the membership on my side. For some reason, it's not letting me. So I was trying to see that, and I know you kind of forgot because we talked about it very briefly. I was going to touch on some other stuff, but it's okay.
Yeah, no,
go ahead and just start it off.
Because I have to do one other thing here, so go ahead and hit that up if you like, and then I'll try to see if I can re-gift it.
I was just going to say that obviously no live stream yesterday. I know we touched on the fact that I was traveling and things like that.
Yes.
And again, in the next handful of weeks, there might be another handful of days where things get a little crazy here in the MCF household. I do have a family member who's dealing with some personal health stuff. That is obviously something a little bit more pressing, a little more urgent going on there. Thankfully, everything's going to be good, but just kind of wanted to give you guys like the preemptive heads up because obviously we do our best to always do a live stream. So there might also be an occasional live stream where it's only Mr. MCF again, very rarely. But just kind of throwing it out there just because we're trying to adjust and deal with all that, and also partially contributing to a few of our extra situational live streams here. So while I try to figure out what the heck's going on with the membership situation, because it always used to just show up for me. Yeah. Thank you, Skeptical Fan. Much love. With the $2 holler here, who said, no injuries when he comes back. I hope he's in shape.
And that's the other thing. When you see Zach Martin gone for, there's even a week, right? He's gone basically a week. He's going to be almost a week. When you see that happening, you start to say, okay, this could be something that can create an injury, right? But I think that's not going to happen with Zach Martin. Of course, anything can happen, but I'll explain why.
Honestly, I don't feel that bad about it because I know he was having some knee issues. So to me, it's just some R&R for that knee.
He's not just chilling though. He's not just chilling in Cabo like Zeke. He's working out. We're going to see the video tonight, so we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So and again, guys, appreciate it. Much love. Again, it's my dad, so it's been a fun few weeks, let's say. So now again, don't know what the fudge, since I'm not sure quite where we are on the YouTube side of things, if we've hit our 10-minute mark, but not sure what's going on. Why can't I gift the membership?
That's really weird. I can't do it on my side either for some reason, so I'm not sure why. Is it Skeptical is the one that can give memberships?
Yeah, I'm not sure. So either way, let me try to look that up real quick, but either way, let's get the camera on. Let me read a few of your comments because you guys are also...
And let me give a quick shout out here to Jason Renfro. You know why? Because he just dropped that dollar holler. Boom. Right there in the Cash App. And he said the simple, giving some love and hugs, Go Cowboys.
Thank you.
Much
appreciate you, of course.
Always repping that star for everything and wanting that 6 and beyond. You know the deal here. Now, Skeptical Fan, I just want to make sure he's in the mix on things. He's at 7 right now. He's down 14 for the win. For the win in the Cash App, SnugX. He's got you by a little over 13, let's say, right now. So, Jason Renfro in the hunt there. And on the overall board as well, he actually moves over, I think, Mr. Clark Kent in the house. So Jason Renfro in 8th place as well. Now, we're going to discuss, again, guys, we could not, yesterday we talked about probability of missing the stream, like the wife just said, stuff going down here on our side of things, but we are going to go over yesterday's, what was said, the actual training camp, what went down, injury updates and all that good stuff. And kind of look forward to what's coming up here in this tomorrow, basically now today, which is going to be the first padded practice of 2023, this training camp. I'm excited. I'm ready for this thing. So, baby, I know you're still chilling. You're still checking that out. Let me pop up the camera.
Okay, I see it. So, channel page with allow gifts. Let me see. Within the chat. Okay, please don't pay attention to me, my love.
I'm going to put the camera on.
Go ahead, because I know there's a few. That's all right. Here.
There we are.
Hello.
See, we're actually here, guys.
So here, this is where that MCF multitasking is going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and kind of do a little behind the scenes work while you touch on some of the news, and obviously I'm still in the chat, still doing that.
Let's start with NFL news.
I don't like that they're trying to fuck with us like this. So.
See, I'm not sure, and I'm sorry this is even I don't know what's going on, guys. We apologize.
Not just that, but I'm trying to figure out because there might be something we can do. We might be able to pin the allow memberships thing.
Okay,
as well.
the rule how to do it?
The instructions. Yeah, because apparently the URL is like our channel name/allow_gift.
Send it to me, and
So
I'll be able to post it.
I'm going to try to post that
top,
link first here. So anyway.
Yeah, we got you. We'll work. You know, we always get to the bottom.
We're here
of
for
things
that,
eventually.
but we're here for the Cowboys.
We're
so
here live.
Let's cowboy it
on
up
action,
here.
repping that
Before I
navy
put
blue
the helmet
silver
on.
star. Hell yeah, the wife's going to put the helmet on, go right to YouTube headquarters. Let's talk about NFL news first before we go crazy about our team here, right? The Colts, Indianapolis Colts, their star running back. Yeah, we want to start off right with running backs. Jonathan Taylor formally requested a trade yesterday after meeting with their owner there, the Colts, Jim Irsay. Irsay, after the meeting, with Jonathan Taylor, said that the contract extension is something that that the Colts are not planning on doing with him. So we just got another running back. Not going to get any deals with the team. They're going to use the time you got him. You got to tag him maybe a year and then bye-bye, sayonara. So that's maybe what they're going to do. The Colts said, quote, the Colts owner, Jim Irsay, said, I guess he's quoting Tupac a little bit. He said, quote, if I die tonight and Jonathan Taylor is out of the league, no one's going to miss us. The league goes on. We know that. The National Football League knows that. They roll on. It doesn't matter who comes and who goes. It's a privilege to be a part of it. Basically saying, Jonathan Taylor, just be happy you were here for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, whatever he's going to end up being. Leading rusher one of these years, by the way, and be happy with the money you made. I don't really like that attitude. Neither does Jonathan Taylor. It gets worse because the text from the Colts. Well, actually, first it seemed like it got better. Jim Irsay sent a text out there from Irsay on Jonathan Taylor's request for a trade, and he said, "quote, we're not trading Jonathan. End of discussion. Not now, and not in November." So Irsay is set on not paying him long term, but not trading him either. And then today, sources released the fact that Jonathan Taylor reported to training camp. He did report to training camp, and he complained of back pain.
All of a sudden,
And this back pain was deemed to come from a pre-existing issue outside of the football side of things. So that now, just like you're seeing with a possible situation with what was his name that was on the jet ski and got crashed into. Who was that? Damn, we just talked about
Hines? No.
Oh yeah, Naheem Hines from the Bills.
Naheem Hines. Yeah, it took me a second there.
The Bills could take away his guaranteed money. I'm assuming because of the way every contract is set up. If you get hurt off campus, off premises, not football related injury, you could be. They don't have to, but they can take that. Even their what is it called, their base pay basically, and withhold that to some extent. So Jonathan Taylor supposedly reported it was his back pain today in training camp. Supposedly, it was a pre-existing issue. Supposedly, the Colts are now considering placing him on the NFI list. Like we have Luke Schoonmaker currently, and we're going to talk about him. But it's a non-injury, it's a non-football injury. That's NFI list. They put him on that list. They were thinking about putting him on this non-football injury list, which if they hold him on there, it could result on him not being paid for the regular season. So that's a major issue if all that is true, because then Jonathan Taylor literally about 2 hours ago posted on Twitter, all social media, quote, I never had back pain. I never reported back pain, and I'm not sure whose sources these are, but find new ones. It sounds like, again, the team is doing what they got to do to make him look like he's breaking the contract or trying to get back at them because he's not getting traded. Either way, running backs are going through some crap right now. Sean McVay, head coach for the Rams, told reporters today that Sony Michel, drafted by the Patriots, get picked up by the Rams. That was the Patriots' first-round pick, I think one of the last picks of the first round in 2018, informed the Rams that he's retiring. So now Sony Michel is now retired in a short career in the NFL. He said basically McVay said that his body was talking to him, and basically he had to retire. He couldn't do it anymore. The Rams are looking to add another running back while they're in camp. See what they do. Bengals, they're adding or planning to add free agent quarterback Reed Sinnett. They had a workout with him yesterday. Former San Antonio Brahmas. He was a starter in the XFL. And he recently, I think he played for the Dolphins in the NFL. He's going to try to help Cincinnati get through the Joe Burrow situation. Like we discussed, we're kind of not sure what's going to happen with Burrow, but they got another quarterback there just in case. Now, the Dolphins, who lost Jalen Ramsey for most of the year, are signing Eli Apple. All right, cornerback Eli Apple to a one-year deal with Ramsey out till basically our game. End of December, I'm sorry. Eli Apple is going to bring some experience in the cornerback spot there. Steelers, they announced a signing of a player that I personally liked as a linebacker depth if we were thinking that way, Quan Alexander. Don't know the numbers, pending a physical. the Steelers have signed him to kind of fix a little bit of a hole they got in their linebacking core.
That's right. The lunatic with so much of he said it's called negotiations as far as Jay Taylor is concerned.
Hey, that goes all. That's what I'm trying to say. It's okay for the players to get screwed. You know, the CBA allows it, and that's too bad for the player. But it's also okay for players. You know, owners get screwed sometimes when Zach Martin's hold out and they want more money.
That is why.
That's what
the deal is. At the end of the day, the person or the people who have more power are the front offices and stuff, which is why what little power the players do have, whether right or wrong, you know, it's easy to understand why they use it. Now, of course, because we're fans of the team, usually, even if a player is kind of justified in holding out like Zach Martin, there's always going to be a certain subset of people who are like, well, you're fucking with the team, you're messing with the team, and that's not good, so now we're mad at you. And I think that, like I said, even when it is Zach Martin doing it, I can understand from the fan perspective, just because, you know, you are technically more usually on the side of the front office.
Yeah, well, because they're representing this team.
Your interest is the interest of the team, not the interest of the individual player.
They want the money, they want to go to another teams, which, you know...
Even if it interests us to obviously have the player on the team, like Zach Martin. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, you're right. And this is part of the situation, right, when it comes to this. So, again, it's business, and that's what it is. Now, I do want to shout out somebody who's near and dear to this channel. But, you know, I mean, he's been the star. He's been one of the OGs here. I know he's the godfather here. We got a shout out with love here. The man. Ooh, let me do it like this.
Go ahead.
There you go. What's his name?
The Lunatic.
Yes.
Much love to the Lunatic.
Woo! He puts that 5 on it. So he's creeping up behind Jason Renfro there, getting closer to the top of that spot. I'll put him on the board in a minute. He said, "Bendiciones, Cowboys Nation, Dallas Cowboys for life."
And hey, I'll throw in this one just for you, puro pinche Cowboys.
Siempre.
Always.
Hell yeah, man.
Much love. You gotta get that Oxnard energy in there too, right?
Yes.
Which, by the way, I do kind of love the fact that the Cowboys do have, like, they are probably the team with the strongest Hispanic following. You have to imagine,
oh yeah,
right?
For sure.
Like by miles and miles and miles. So,
I think that the Raiders,
to me, the Cowboys more than any other team are obviously a very
the Niners,
Hispanic
Niners.
team. So,
Yeah, for sure.
Just saying. We gotta show up the Hispanic representation here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
like Isaac Alarcon.
Exactly.
He's gonna make this team as a practice squad.
Yeah, actually, you know what's funny though? Quinn did actually have some real love and praise for Alarcon. Like when Quinn does stuff like that, it wasn't just BS.
Yeah, he's for real.
And he actually said, like, you know, he's actually doing something there. Like we like where he's headed. So, like you said, a viable practice squad player. I love it because you never know what could happen, and even just going from basically about to be cut to now you have an actual chance. I mean, that is significant.
Fantastic for him. I love it.
And hopefully we do see maybe some more expansion with some international programs. I think football's a very hard sport to break into, but it would be nice to see more NFL teams maybe collaborating specifically with like international stuff.
Well, I think they're trying with Germany, Mexico, London, and they're trying to expand.
I know
from
Canada,
there.
Obviously,
Canada.
for a handful of players. Anyway, that's all. Yeah, Cowboys and Raiders are definitely up there.
Yeah, Raiders are up there too, yeah.
D. Coop, the man, said NFL has the worst union in all professional sports. I think it's no surprise that it's also... FOPA. I think part of the complication is what other sports has this many players on every active team, though? Because most... I'm just saying, even the most player-filled sport, you're talking, what, maybe 30 people? Or something. Like every team baseline has like 50-something people just on the active roster. That's not even talking about the backups. That's not talking about the practice squad. Right? So back to you, baby.
Let's keep it rolling here. So that's like the NFL veteran player news. Now let's talk about a couple rookies. I think you're gonna find this interesting, baby, because after this we basically get into a lot more Cowboys center. I see some Dalvin Cook questions. That's coming. First and foremost, rookie situations going around the NFL. Seattle Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll announced that running back Zach Charbonnet, which is a guy we actually had talked about, maybe the Cowboys would draft. We got Deuce Vaughn instead. Zach Charbonnet, shoulder injury, out indefinitely. That's a big loss for them there. For a rookie, always like we know with Schoonmaker, you lose a little bit. That's a lot more for a rookie. Bears GM Ryan Poles. Listen, this is interesting. Number 10 overall pick, a guy we were looking at, Darnell Wright from Tennessee, supposedly busted his butt. That's a quote. In the offseason, he lost weight and lost body fat. And the thing that was interesting from the GM from the Bears saying, he said, quote, he absolutely crushed the conditioning test, like didn't even break a sweat, end quote. That's great, right? Domination there. The update on this Darnell Wright situation is that he accidentally looked at the wide receiver conditioning test and was training for that one. That's why he didn't break it. He trained for the wrong test. He trained for the receiver test. So when they did the O-line test, he dominated it. That was like not even it was a breeze. That's why it was a breeze. He practiced for the wrong test. So linemen should practice for the receiver test. If they can match that or get close to that, they're going to be able to dominate the offensive line test.
I think. Well, I was just about to say, I'm like, we could maybe learn something from this. Maybe there's a few things from the receiver test that might be worth adding into some of the O-line tests if it means some cross versatility. So like, I'm trying to picture Zach Martin.
I don't know if he'd be successful about it.
I don't know what he was doing, but that's funny as shit to me. I'm sorry.
Darnell Wright's a great athlete, and so we were talking about he dropped to the Cowboys. That's my number one pick for the Cowboys in this draft. But we got Mozzie, other guys fell through.
Though, but still, that's
crazy.
That's so funny to me. I'm sorry.
The last rookie comment here comes from Philadelphia, baby. Listen to this shit. The Philadelphia Eagles' first-round pick, defensive tackle Jalen Carter. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure he was a guy in that car accident, got into those issues. I think he killed, one of the people riding with him died. Jalen Carter spoke on how he's ready to kill the Cowboys. Yeah, I know, not good uses of words, but he said, quote, "I'm ready to turn up, make a big impact this season in every game. I'm ready to kill the Cowboys. Everybody got beef with them. I might as well join the wave. Fuck you, Jalen Carter. Can't wait till we play you. Cannot wait. Coming for you.
Bring the beef. We'll make you brisket."
He's coming. Hey, we get two chances at this little punk ass rookie. Bring it on, baby. You ain't gonna kill the Cowboys.
I think it's a little premature for him to talk that type of talk specifically. Like, we haven't even started throwing our shots to the Eagles.
Scorpio got the line of the night.
He said the only way he can kill us is if we're running with him in a car.
That's so fucked up, but again, you gotta understand that when this happens, this is the comedy part of the show. So it's not.
Am I a bad person for loving
I mean, I can't help it. Scorpio got us, so he got us on that.
Oh man, but no, I have to admit, I feel like, why don't you step onto the field before you start running your mouth? Because even our Cowboy players have the decency of waiting till week 1 to start running up on your ass.
Every time the Eagles talk shit, guess what happens? We whip their ass every time. So let them. I like when they talk crap. Please do. And when we beat them, they cry and they say but, and they lose. They take the L and go home crying. Mm-hmm. So
man, I have to also throw out here the fact that our Cowboys have been keeping things pretty clean as far as the shit talking goes. In a public media type of way, which I appreciate. I feel like everyone just Tank is our shit talker. He's the guy, like, you want to talk shit, you go to Tank. Outside of that, everyone just
shut up. The Tank talks crap like in a lame-ish kind of way to me. So I like when he performs on the field rather than talks. But he's the talker, he's the hot boy talker, and I hate saying that, but that's what he likes to call himself. Outside of that, that's from the old Garrett days. When he's gone, that's all gone. All that stuff. So then everybody just shut up and just play and dominate, and that's all I want to hear. That's all I'm hearing I need to do.
I know.
So now,
that was a good one, by the way. That was very good.
Yeah, listen, another guy. Now let's get into a little more Cowboy-centric stuff. No. I'm just saying. I thought something was going on. Did we ever figure out what happened with the
No, that is why I'm texting.
Okay, I'm just double
checking. Small child for some assistance here. Thank you.
That one, yes. No. So, anyways, guys, Ezekiel Elliott. All right, as you guys already probably know, yesterday Zeke went and visited the New England Patriots. Now, doesn't sound like the Cowboys have any interest in getting Zeke back. It's been kind of said multiple times, but this could impact the AFC East that is in need of running backs right now. So, Dalvin Cook still in the mix here. We know that the Dolphins may be the front runners there. Now we got Zeke being mentioned here with the Patriots. So, again, Dalvin Cook is on the radar of not just the Dolphins, but also the Patriots as well.
So, Cactus G, real quick, what specifically did CD say that you think could be considered shit talking?
I'd have to hear the actual quote. I'm sure he'd say.
I'm just saying, we throw our little shots and stuff, but my point is that we're not straight up saying fuck the Eagles of stuff.
Yeah, listen, the stuff.
The Eagles don't live rent free in our heads.
The stuff that we say is usually like from a question about the Eagles, right? That we have to they answer it, and it sounds we're not going to punk out, so they're going to sometimes say something. I don't really call that shit talking. This is like unadulterated. This is just this guy's like, I just hear people hate the Cowboys. I'm going to kill the Cowboys.
The warning he gave. All right, so I'm not sure which one that was specifically.
Listen, Micah said some things about the Eagles and Jalen Hurts and
the
offensive line and stuff, but he was talking about.
I would say the only team I've specifically heard us calling out or saying something about is the 49ers. And just because he keeps going back to that playoff game where most of the Cowboys just say, we don't want to go through that crap again. Yeah. We messed up there, so.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah. Look, we got to, like I said, my dream is a conference championship, defeating the San Francisco 49ers. That is my hope. That is my dream. If we do that to go to the Super Bowl, that's all I need to see. We knocked the Eagles out the week before, divisional round. That'd be beautiful, too. Now, let's talk about a guy who was part of that loss to the Niners. Ezekiel Elliott, like I said, went to the Patriots to visit. The Dalvin Cook's also on the Patriots' radar, along with the Dolphins. Here's the interesting thing, though, baby. The Patriots head coach, Bill Belichick, spoke directly to our coup, Stephen Jones, for insight and evaluation on the former running back of our Cowboys here, Ezekiel Elliott. And after getting that information, then they called Zeke and invited him to visit, to come in for the interview or for the meeting. So, if this happened, guys, and we got, Zeke went to the Patriots, then you look right here, guys, and you can see here week 4 right away. Week 4, you got Ezekiel Elliott with the Patriots coming to AT&T Stadium, place where he knows well, right? Possibly in that Patriots uniform. First time ever, right? Again, if he does wind up signing with the Patriots, like I said, week 4, a league source also said that Zeke's visit with the Patriots went well, and the running back is still in town. Oh, baby, there you go. You gifted a little love right there.
There we go.
Boom, back in it. There, and now Skepticals went to lost in translation in a way, right?
There we go. So, yes, thank you so much, Skeptical fan. Appreciate you.
Yes, I'm updating the board, baby.
So sorry, I was giving eyeballs to the child over here. Anyway, real quick, yes, thank you, Skeptical fan. I want to pass it forward. Not sure why it didn't work. I guess iPhones are just stupid.
That's what I've been saying for a while.
Because it worked just fine on my laptop, on my computer. But I'm going to try to figure out, because if that link situation is true, I think that changing the membership link to allow gifting would be
the best thing
better, just so that people can obviously turn it on.
Yes.
And then, if you want to join the membership, it's always usually up top.
Right.
So just
that's good. No, I'm going to do that next stream. Literally tomorrow.
I'm just going to do one last thing here to figure out if that is a link I can do, and then I'll,
if you post it in there, I can that's
what I'm saying. But just go ahead, keep it going here.
All right. So
if you see my head turning to the side,
real quickly before you get going, baby, what do you think about the Zeke situation? It looks like he's still in New England. The stayed an extra day. The visit, quote, went well. So he's still in town. So it looks like we're going to see him week 4 if he signs.
Zeke wasn't kind of signed throughout the rest of this offseason, I kind of figured someone would pick him up on the cheap during a training camp situation, because I do think he is too tempting for a team to pass up if he's willing to sign for the right price.
It's the cost.
If Zeke is looking at either sitting on his couch or getting paid $2-3 million, then I guess he might. You know what I'm trying to say? I can't see Zeke just voluntarily choosing to sit out this year if his plan is to continue playing football.
Remember, who's their starter right now? And he had a good year. I know I have him in my fantasy league. Ramondre Stevenson. So Zeke would still play a backup role, but he might have a little bit of better chance to maybe get some more extra snaps there. Maybe he's going to say somehow the incentives are better, the chance to play more is better, to start is better there. So we'll see. Good luck to Zeke. And, actually Jerry Jones actually mentions something about Zeke here in a minute, which is interesting. Now, Dalvin Cook. This is crazy. It literally involves our Dallas Cowboys. But, guys, please remember every single player. Julio Jones and what was it, Earl Thomas, and we can keep going, guys. A million different players use the star. You got it?
Yes, I did. I'm dropping it here. All right.
Now it's
fixed. See, I know why does YouTube make things so difficult? They don't even tell us this stuff. They just do it.
You just gotta figure it out. Hit something else.
There you go, guys. I just hit the link. Oh, here, I'll drop an emoji there. Yeah. So, real quick, guys, click that link I just pressed there if you haven't already. All it does, super simple, allows you to turn on the option to receive gifted memberships. So, again, shout out to Skeptical Fan. Shout out to everyone, Jason Renfro, a few others who have dropped gifted memberships here. But yes, if you want to at least be able to receive it, you got to click that link to actually allow the gift. Yeah. So now that we know that, and again, especially because on iPhone it is not straightforward.
Yeah, no, it's not at all.
the computer on Android, it seems a little bit easier.
A laptop.
So, but I know from our stats, it's definitely a good lean towards iPhone over Android.
There's other options. If you can't do it, you can't do it. But that's the way you can do it. And again, people like Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, but Skeptical Fan especially, obviously the membership master here, the membership man. He's the guy that drops them. And, hey, you want to get it because in the regular season, guys, it's going to be crazy. We're going to have enemies of other teams that were playing that game that in our reaction streams live here with you guys. And they're going to be you're going to drop this stuff. You're going to blindside them. And that keeps them at bay. That keeps them in the corner. Don't worry, we got this. We know. We've been doing this for 6 years plus. We know what we're doing here. So enjoy the Navy Blue crew. We're almost there. Preseason game 1, guys. Week 1, it starts. We're going to have it that week. Next week, we're gonna after this upcoming week, we're gonna get ready for the first preseason game.
On my side, I tested the link and it does seem to work. So
perfect. All right, so it's good to go. We did all we can do there.
Okay.
Live on stream.
So I'm gonna go ahead and shut my laptop.
Let me talk about Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook, baby. You know what he said? This was on ESPN NFL Live. He said, "quote Dallas has been, as far as the teams pursuing him, Dallas has been right there." That's a quote. He said, "I just need to turn that page. The last few years." TP is a great running back. Just partnering up with a great running back, a great running mate, it would be good. Hey, I don't know. End quote. Now, he went to visit the Jets, and still nothing's come from that. But don't get too excited, guys, about Dalvin Cook coming to Dallas, because that's just what he's using the star and saying, hey, it would be great. You know, me and Pollard, and that's be, you know, of course it would be great, but it's going to cost us $8 million, $10 million.
Right? But, you know.
It costs money, right? So don't get too excited about Dalvin Cook. When they asked him about any other of his potential visits outside of the Jets that happened yesterday, he said, quote, none at the moment. Just taking it one step at a time. So the Cowboys are there, but they're not there. Yeah. You guys see me? So they might have inquired, and that's enough for him to shout the Cowboys out to say, hey, look, you got competition, Jets. No, you don't. Dalvin Cook's not coming to Dallas. Just letting you guys know. And the Cowboys don't, based on a lot of different things we've heard throughout this offseason, especially the last couple of weeks, the Cowboys currently do not have any interest in Dalvin Cook, based on what they've said, the front office, the coaches, or the players. The Cowboys are committed $10.1 million to Tony Pollard to play this year on the franchise tag. He's the starter, and they don't want to take away. They didn't do this with Zeke. They're not going to do this with Pollard. They're going to run him to the ground so he can run no more, and hopefully he stays healthy the entire year. I hope we develop Malik Davis. I hope that we see what Rojo can do. I hope Deuce Vaughn plays a role as a specialist, a Darren Sproles kind of guy, not a full-time guy. Some of you guys telling me he's going to be the next great. Yeah. No, he's not. But what he is going to be, maybe he's the next great Darren Sproles type guy. That could be it, but he's not going to be better than Emmitt Smith. Don't let people come in, let's give him number 22. Fuck no. Don't you ever disrespect Emmitt Smith. Anyways, just let Deuce earn whatever he's going to be able to earn. Let him be him. So
I feel like the Cowboys also,
we like our running backs.
Maybe it's just me,
front office.
But I think we did make it a point to move on from Zeke by giving Gilmore 21. I think that, and I know he also kind of just like
that's true.
He took it, he had it, he was giving it, whatever it is. The point is that we are moving on. Zeke is not coming back. I don't know, like short of all three running backs breaking their legs or something, I don't see a scenario where Zeke is repping the star again, personally. I do think he will be wearing another team's jersey. I'm sincerely hoping it won't be another NFC East team, but honestly, I could almost see that happening depending on what's going on. I almost would have said the Giants are going to try some ish because of the whole Saquon thing, but obviously that didn't exactly happen that way. But that's all. Just I think that Zeke's days are definitely done here in Dallas.
Yeah, I mean,
the Cowboys moved on. I think it was just a Jerryism to try to keep things as a will they or won't they type of Zeke might come back. Like Jerry's just drumming up the last bit of Zeke media he can.
And I can see. Listen, he's a guy. If anybody's going to use the star, let it be Zeke. I mean, he was here for years,
himself
helping
has been
us.
keeping the world's
cool
lowest profile of all time, right?
Yeah.
So outside of hanging out with his friends that happen to be Cowboys, that's about it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, any quick note, any comment or two, one or two comments from the ballers in the house.
Dylan Six said, we need to see what our running back room has first before signing somebody else.
And that's exactly what the Joneses are saying.
There we go. Retro Scotty said, should we trade for Taylor instead of signing Cook?
No, neither. You don't want to invest in a running back. Again, I would rather roll with a rookie running back next year or Malik Davis if he shows something. You know, we can live on that. We will not lose games because of that. Shouldn't lose games because of the running back position. If you have to use a three-headed, kind of a big guy a Malik Davis guy and a Deuce guy. We can do
round,
that next year.
The way our second round picks have been going, I'd rather use a second round pick on a running back at this point because you know what?
We're missing on all the rest. That's for damn. Every position we're missing.
At least you would technically get some value out of it because I feel like drafting a mid-range running back is the way to go. Get yourself a second, third round running back who's solid, who's good, who can do what you want him to do. That's going to be cheap because he's a rookie. That you move on from once he's not a rookie.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, just rinse and repeat.
I mean, it's
gross.
That's what that's what the NFL is coming to.
Think about the fact that you're basically paying a guy the equivalent of $5 million to start for you for 4 years and pick up the load and
that's what's
do all
happening.
This stuff.
That is what's going to happen. That's where that's without question where this running back situation is going in the NFL. It's just going to be get the guy for 4. If he's really good, you get him on the tag year. If he's really, really good, you get him the 6th year, and you're done. No more. That's it. The running back life is over at that point as far as in the NFL as being a starter.
Yeah, at most you might end up in a Tony Pollard type of scenario, but again, I highly, highly doubt it. You'll probably end up more in a Saquon Barkley type of scenario where you just get a 1-year decent-ish deal and then that's it.
If they tag him one more time next year, which I think they do have that right still, the Giants, that'd be 6 years of Saquon with a couple injuries. Who knows what happens this year? I'm just saying, like, that's the best you're going to see in the NFL as far as running backs. Right now, they're going to have to figure something out, and they really can't.
Dustin Roberts said Vaughn's going to ball out if he's given the chance, but Monroe Goodette and Drums and Cowboys, Monroe Goodette said it, Drums and Cowboys said Monroe Goodette's right. So which running back is going to be picking up the blitz?
And that's the biggest question. I think Pollard is one of the best at that. He actually was better than Zeke last year at picking up the blocking, not blocking better at picking up protection. Blitz or helping another lineman. He was second best in the NFL. I think Zeke was 23rd. Either way, point is, that's analytics. We know Zeke's a baller there. We know Tony Pollard's definitely gotten better. So I'm cool with Pollard right now. Deuce is not going to pick it up. I know they're talking about maybe some protection stuff on special teams. I don't know. And
do we really want to put Deuce through that, guys?
I don't think so.
No.
And then you got, to me, Malik Davis, the guy we got to see, can he do it? He hasn't been able to do the pass protection stuff as well. I think Rojo, I don't know if he's going to make the team. Tyler Lipke, is he a guy that can play the fullback blocking kind of role? Another possibility. Don't kill me here. But you heard McCarthy and the Joneses speak about Luke Schoonmaker. If he gets his fucking plantar fasciitis situation, listen to this. If he gets in the game, he could be used 40% of the time, 60% of the time, according to McCarthy, somewhere in that range. That's a fullback, inline tight end off the line of scrimmage that will act as a protection as well. Maybe another, like, he's going to be like the fullback, your back that can pick up the protection. It will be a Schoonmaker who's very good at blocking. So you guys feel me? There's a lot of things I think McCarthy has in mind to try to use Schoonmaker. And I told us about this yesterday. Vertical game is going to be used if Schoonmaker gets back in that field. And, of course, his ability to block multiple spots in the different tight end, fullback kind of situations. So there's a lot of options for the Cowboys when it comes to pass protection. But there's only one here, and you know why he's here. Snug X.
Thank you,
dropping
Snug.
that $10 holla. What did the man say?
He said, MCW, you always look amazing.
She does.
Thank you, Snug. Appreciate you, of course.
Yes.
I actually technically wasn't planning on doing my hair. I will say that, but then I woke and my hair was like, it was crazy beautiful. This morning. I know.
I was telling you, wasn't that, she wanted to look good for the family.
I know, it was such a long ass
she wanted to look,
Saturday.
I guess, best for the family. She looks good all the time.
I also was on the worst flight ever of my entire life, bar none.
Yes.
Last night, so it was just
crazy.
Like a very...
Yeah.
It's been a rough few days. So thank you, Snug. Appreciate you. Real quick, I do have to hit up a few comments here, and then I do want to try to keep it rolling because I know we got
lots to go still. A lot. So
the problem is that I can talk. We can literally talk about this for hours. That's the problem with trading.
And the problem is we do this. It's 45 minutes in already.
Super quick.
It's going to be 2 hours.
Yeah, Jason,
3 hours
definitely have to get that done with Zach Martin.
Yes.
Delunatic said the Texas Coast version of the West Coast offense will get out the ball fast. We don't have to worry so much about picking up the blitz.
I've been saying
Scorpio has the jokes of the night once again because he said Deuce picking up the blitz, he'll go flying in the air like a field goal attempt. So
he's got the lines. He does have the lines.
Thank you so much, Kenzie Bands. I honestly, we just appreciate everybody watching. So if we have 500-600 people, we probably won't even be able to keep up with the chat, which is the one sad thing because I do like being able to keep up with the chat. Let me see. What was it? Cactus, he said, if you did see Deuce picking up the blitz in practice, I'm assuming it was, again, an in practice.
Remember this also, no pads. No pads minicamp, no pads at OTAs, and no pads yet. Tomorrow, all that changes, baby. We're going to talk about it. Let's get into it. What did happen the last If there's anything else, go ahead, baby. Just the non-padded practice.
And Season 6 said Big Mike talks with a smile when he talks about Hunter.
Hunter Lipke, yeah.
Tommy Montoya, what's up? Much love.
No pads on. You can't really tell them. You know, the one thing you can't really tell too much when there's no pads is offensive line blocking, pass protection. All that stuff is meaningless. It's like flag football. So you can't judge it on that. You got to judge it when the pads come on. Then you'll see shit. Then you'll see the real deal. Who's the real deal and who's not. You know, might be a mistake by everybody once in a while. It's a consistency factor. Who's the real deal and who's not, and that's going to be the. I'm excited to see that. Let me just put it that way. So let me start off with this, baby, because on the screen here, ooh, very big. You're going to see, I hope it worked out here. You see the Cowboys celebration. Hell yeah.
Please.
Cha-cha-cha.
Let it continue to work out.
So as you can see, hey, there I am, at the bottom of the screen there. And baby, you're on the other side there. Look, you guys can see us. Look.
I think we're all appreciating all of our
This is the Cowboys
Cowboy representation.
Kicking off the back-together weekend yesterday with this party. Maybe it's a party. It's a cheerleader. Are you not out there? Because you had to. You wore it once. I think you. I think you. There you are. I see you. This third one from the. Okay. Anyways, yes, he had cheerleaders. He had an interesting ceremony. There he is. Got Charles Haley ready to speak. It was a nice little party there. But I just want to. He's also probably happy about what AT&T brought in. Right, record breaking in the soccer. In basically a soccer match, El Clásico. 82,026 fans attended yesterday's game, making it the largest for an El Clásico tournament game in the United States and the largest in club soccer match history. So, congrats to Jerry Jones, I guess. He's raking it in there, Mr. $8 billion just on the Cowboys. Who knows what else he's got in oil and other things. Anyways, you've seen the opening ceremony, guys, and I'll go through it real quick with you here in a minute here as we go. And you'll see, I do want to say real quick, Troy Aikman, he evaluates the Cowboys. And kind of, always talking about the Cowboys. He loves talking about our Cowboys. By the way, that's Charles Haley speaking there. You can check out the full video over on my Cowboys Family's collection of videos. But Troy Aikman talked about the Cowboys, and what did he say maybe about his former team?
He said, it's really just a matter of whether or not they can play their best football when they get into January. And that hasn't happened, unfortunately, for too long of a time for the Cowboys. Yeah,
and he also talked about, what does he think about Mike McCarthy calling the plays?
Saying it'll look different than what we've probably seen with Kellen Moore. I think it's probably the right move, at least in his mind, and how that looks at the end of the day, time will tell.
Interesting. Well, there you go. Now, back to the screen, you're seeing Jerry Jones. And here at this point, maybe he was given a trophy. And he goes, give me that trophy again. Because I want to feel what it's gonna. I want to see what it's gonna feel like when I'm picking up that Super Bowl trophy at the end of this season. He literally did. He really did say that, baby. So
as far as Stephen Jones' expectations for the team, though, so Stephen Jones said, "quote We've put together 2 really nice seasons, albeit not good enough in the playoffs, and we all know we've got to take that next step." Yeah. Which again just really goes back to what Troy just said. It's great that we're playing great football. But we have to start doing that now in January. Like, not just, September through December.
Agreed.
Which the fact that we can include December in those months now, I appreciate, right?
Yeah. No, this is what, this is why we are got this situation right now for us, with the players, with the coaching situation. And we got to take that step, which means conference freaking championship and beyond. That's what it means. Simple as you can't be any more obvious about that situation,
Yeah.
Now, I do want to say, as you can see here, baby, Jerry Jones talking there. He spoke about, he gave $20,000 in money to the city of Oxnard. Yeah. He also spent about 15 good long minutes signing autographs for fans. You can see here a military member who had Jerry sign his boarding pass. He raised his military ID as evidence of service. They do have a special service day for members of the military and families. That's going to be coming towards the end of Oxnard. So
you always love to see that.
Yeah, I'd love to. And you saw Jerry Jones also speaking a minute ago. He spoke about Trayvon Diggs' toe injury, if I'm not mistaken. That's going to keep him out of practice for a little bit of time. Now, we'll get to that in a minute. I know there's actually somebody else who spoke first. But I just want to give you guys a taste of what the training camp was kind of looking like with Jerry Jones coming in and, kind of just doing his autograph signings. And he signs a baby, I think a baby croc. Not a crocodile.
I thought for a second, since you stopped there, he signed the baby. I was like, I didn't see him sign a child. Like, did someone just hand their child over to be signed by Jerry Jones? Like,
by the way, I want you to see this here. See, this is on NFL Network. Brian Baldinger here and Mike. This is behind the scenes.
Yeah.
This isn't broadcast. Watch the video, baby. This is Micah Parsons begging to get a goal line carry as a running back. And again, he never stops pushing. And Mike's like, I'm trying to, we'll see. Like, Micah's like, I'm trying to get in there with Baldy, his guy. We're going to talk about another guy, Andrew Whitworth, how it helped Micah Parsons. But he's really fans and friends with Baldinger, who loves Micah and analyzes his game. And now he's like, man, if he gets in, if he gets in there, he's the player of the year. This guy's going to be too much.
All I have to say is, all we need is just one singular goal line play. Just take Micah, let him run up there. Like, I'm just saying, like,
the plunge.
To me, that's safe. Like, that to me is not any more dangerous than Micah on the D-line, is it?
Here's what it's about.
If you're up by 2 scores?
It's not about injury, to me. It's about winning the goddamn game. So, if I'm not going to fuck around and put him in there in a 17-14 game, all right? I'm putting in a running back that's no...
You know what's funny, though?
If we're up 31-3 in the fourth, hell yeah, put Micah in there. Let's go.
In that 17-14 scenario or whatever it is, the weird part, out of any player on this team, I would probably trust Micah with the ball the most, because tell me another player that's going to fight harder for that touchdown, that's going to fight harder to do what he has to do than Micah Parsons.
But as we know,
and I don't disagree with your thought process
it's not always about the heart or the passion. It's about the ability. He's not a running back. He played it in high school. I understand. That's a long time ago. So to me, I think that he's not practicing as a running back. If he had a whole season of practice, look, I just don't want to have the game in his hands in that scenario.
If we're having him do something else, I would again
agree with
you.
What do you guys think?
But running back is basically the linebacker / D-line. It's very similar. Instead of
the difference is you gotta
do this.
You gotta be able to
do this.
The difference is you gotta know how to do this properly and cover up that ball. As long as he knows how to do it right, and they practice it, I have no problem with it. But he's got to have a good practice, a couple of weeks of practice before you get to that point. You do that, you can think about doing that. But why play with tempt fate? You're up by fucking 30, 2 scores or whatever it is. You do that in the fourth quarter. I'm down with that, and that's another notch in the belt.
I have been begging for this since like week 2 of Micah's rookie season. You are not ever going to talk me out of this. I stand with Micah.
Okay.
I'm all about
it when we're up by a lot. I'm
right
about
now.
Winning over everything. Remember, I love Micah, but the star over everything. I want to win. I'd rather we see win over stats.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Did he score a touchdown? No, he didn't.
He did, yeah, on defense.
Oh, true. Well, yeah.
But he was running with the ball out here. Like, he was like...
Okay.
I know it's a different situation, but I'm just trying to explain. That's what... I can see him trying to dive over the goal line and with one hand or something.
Let me make this super easy. Drop a 1 in the chat if you stand with Micah and you believe that he should be allowed to run the ball a singular time to attempt a touchdown.
In an important game? No.
Stop adding qualifiers, okay?
You have to. Context matters.
No.
No, it doesn't matter.
No.
So you agree with me?
There's very few, there's so much game time.
Everyone's going to hit one.
And drop a 2, obviously, if you disagree. But do you stand with Micah and the correct choice, or are you wrong eternally? And continue with the news.
Thank you. You guys know.
That's okay.
Game time, and Micah does that and he fumbles.
I won't publicly embarrass you any more than you already have.
If Micah's over there, and I have no problem giving him a chance. I didn't say no.
You're like 30 seconds away from having me tweet at Micah right now and say, Micah, I need you to help me out.
You guys won't be saying that, all the ones. When I'll be saying that, when the game hangs in the balance, you'll be like, no, give it to Tony Pollard, give it to whoever's our short yardage guy, give it to him.
So Bruce stands with you, but for injury reasons, not for whatever the heck you're saying.
Injury.
He thinks Micah's too precious to risk even a singular snap at anything other than Micah-ing.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they block, the offensive line blocks is good. But you know what's going to happen? He'll be in a play as a running back, and it'll be a play action. It'll be a test. He'll be in a couple of plays throughout the year where he'll be a running back, and then he won't get the ball until that one time he does. Because the defense is going to be like, okay, he could get it, but they've seen it 3 times already this year, and every time we got to be ready also for the pass. It's going to probably cut. That's when you give it to Micah, and when you're up 21 points. Anyways, let's get back to business, guys, and talk about Mike McCarthy, who started this whole. Before even that, when you just saw the video, before all of that, you have Mike McCarthy speaking, And I know you have a little bit of the info. The 411 on Mike
look,
McCarthy.
Even I could admit, coming to the Cowboys can be intimidating for anybody. Right?
Yeah.
It's everything's bigger in Texas.
And let me just set it up by saying that the press conference, of course, River Ridge Complex in Oxnard. And there was the Errol Spence fight. That's Crawford. And we know who won. Crawford won. I'll talk about that a little later. But most of the team was going to be there where they're putting it up, guys. And going for Errol Spence, because again, he's a guy that's kind of with Jerry Jones at AT&T Stadium. He's fought there, but he does admit starting off in Oxnard wasn't the most fun situation for him when he started with the Dallas Cowboys, right from that start.
Yeah, he said that not so much that it wasn't fun, but that again he was a little bit nervous, right, about what the environment was going to be like, because basically all he ever heard was like, "Oh, the weather is really good and the food is really good," but he wasn't really sure what to expect as far as, like, can we actually get down to business here, or is this more of like a chill party, laid back type of scenario? But he said he actually loved it. It was a quote pure football environment. So, hey, the Oxnard takes his football very seriously, right? He said, "I'm having fun. I'm back in my element," and he also now looks forward to going back with the Cowboys every summer.
Now, and so I was gonna say there that he is actually right now all words are like from people that talk with him, people that know him, players. Then when they asked about him, that he's on cloud 9 right now. Like he's very in his own element right now, and comfortable too. And again, this really comes in. I think this confidence came according to the players when he got the play calling duties.
I was just about to say that something about slipping back into the full control of the offense.
Think about Dan Quinn for a second, and on the other side, what he did when he slipped back only to the defense from a head coach.
It genuinely feels like McCarthy himself is just like you said, like he is happier about the way that things are going, because I think that he's able to execute his vision more to the way that he wants.
And remember, we talked about this when the coaches spoke, and Schottenheimer and Quinn, and they all spoke about how McCarthy has either the culture that's changing there, or that they really love it. Like Schottenheimer talking about the play calling duties. I'm just saying the players speaking about the way McCarthy's handling things is definitely different than the last 3 years.
Having a pep in his step, like that's the point. Yeah. Everyone seems to be noticing, and you're feeling that effect. So I do wonder what that means for the energy of our team. Like that, it seems like isn't a positive. Like,
I see a big
that's
positive
a good thing.
There.
So McCarthy was also asked, because remember, a few weeks ago, he mentioned he wanted to run the ball more.
Yeah.
Right?
Go ahead, I'm listening. No, because I want to hear it. What did he say? Because this is all blown out of proportion when it comes to running the ball. Everyone thought that he was going to be running the ball. This is back way back in March, I think, when he had said something.
Yeah.
Not the quote I think you're talking about, but he had spoken about this, like, we're going to run more, we're going to run more, we're going to run more. People didn't understand it was more situational. How you run is the difference, not running more in the right way. So
so he and again, maybe he
had to clarify it.
He said, I'll say this. I think the quote was more towards the change as far as from 2020 to 2021. I think if you look at the running attempts, they'll be similar to what they were between 21 and 22. At the end of the day, it's all about getting the ball distributed to your perimeter players. Obviously, a big part of our offense the last 2 years primarily was Zeke and Tony, so that part of it is going to be different. We really wanted to build off of what we've already established. I liked the run game particularly last year. In the last 2 years. So we thought we just needed to improve some things, and I think the biggest difference for us will be more protection and in the pass game.
That is a very big quote, in the sense that that's where the changes have occurred to try. And to me, it's to improve.
So, and real quick, shout out to the man, Lost in Translation podcast. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
He put that Cooper Rush down.
$1 holler. And by the way, drop him if you got him, because thanks to Skeptical Fan, passing it forward with the gifted membership. We got a gifted membership there, and I wanted to shout that out again, because I know it said me, but it's not me. It's actually Skeptical.
Yeah, Skeptical is not
thank
full
you.
That.
He said go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
Always go Cowboys. Much love.
I'm going to put him up on the board here, and because he's on the board here in a tie with Bobby Bottles and Brandon James Shea.
There we go. So, Skeptical Fan, I think the only way to allow you to accept it is obviously if you don't have a membership. So I guess if your membership ever falls off and someone gets in there quick enough, they can gift it back to you. Right? So
it would be the way. Let me put that here.
Real quick, at least to me, I think it's interesting that he's kind of trying to walk it back, because let's be honest, if he's talking about the 2020 to 2021 run game, why are you doing it in March of this year? Like, that's kind of stupid. No offense,
I
McCarthy.
agree.
So
I
I
agree.
think
That's
that maybe he misspoke, or maybe he was just talking about something else. But the way that I see it, McCarthy pretty clearly already laid out some of the foundation. He said it's going to be a West Coast style offense. How do teams run in a West Coast style offense?
Quick throws, slants.
I think that's what he means as well. And I think the interesting word to focus on here is perimeter players, because that already lets you know your running back's not going to be right here. He's probably going to be out here. Yeah. He's good. Like, we want to stretch it out. We want to bring him outside. We want to make sure all our players, again, we're at the perimeter. So to me, like, he is letting us know what they're doing differently, but it sounds like the bigger difference they made was, like you said, improving our protection, not just pass protection, but honestly, the blocking was pretty rough there for a few years there for our running situation, too. Yeah. We saw our run game was not as good when our O-line was a little weaker.
Definitely, and also the non-creative play calling, the very predictable runs by Kellen Moore. That was a big issue with Kellen Moore's game from day one. Even the biggest Kellen Moore supporter says there was an issue there.
And second note, what he said about the pass game, how does your run game change from your pass game? Again,
well, I'll explain. No, there's a reason for this, baby. We discussed this on the channel multiple times. It's still through the pass. You got to get sure plays that get you, like a rundown would be a quick slant on first down just to get the ball for a 3-yard gain on a pass. And that's how you spread it out. You move people around, you move them back a little bit, and you can run in different ways later, actually running the ball.
Or again, one of the things you've always harped on, more successful first down plays. If we have more successful first down passing plays, that sets up a 2nd and something where it's a lot more viable to run, even if it's a 2nd and 5 or something like that. You know what I mean?
And I still wouldn't run. And the reasoning, because we were one of the teams that last year ran the most on 2nd down. We were the least effective in that shit.
And it was usually third. I am just throwing it out there as an option.
But you're right. The
reason for that was because the first down failures led to those 2nd down run failures too.
Well, it was 2nd and 8 or 2nd and 9 or 2nd and 11.
It's a lot more reasonable to run on 2nd down when it's 2nd and 5, 4,
correct.
3.
I agree. Exactly. That's the difference. That's what but we still actually, if you're using the pass on first down to be a run play of 3 or 4 yards, that's your run. The next play is now you can run or pass. And you know what I'm saying? So, and I think also play action. Play action, I think, is major. I've seen, again, I'm going to show you guys. I've talked about this. This is one of my dreams. I've said this 6 years ago on the channel. But we need to find a way to use Dak in play action. Use him in play action, and then let him extend the play. That's how you help your offensive line deficiencies. If there's injuries, that's how you help keep Dak's dual threat ability viable throughout a game, throughout a season, and not taking hits. So I think that is a major part. I've seen Dak under center running, handing off or play actioning a lot more. I'd say double the time than last year. That's something I wanted to see, and we're seeing it already. And we're going to see it hitting tomorrow on that field, like in pads, hitting. I
think most of us have a little pep in our step when we think about this Cowboy team and this offense and the upwards directions that most most is heading towards.
Agree. So I wanted. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was going to say because you talk about running game and players like Pollard and Deuce. People talk, but what about Kevontae Turpin? He just got back, and we'll talk about him in the video of day 3 here at the third practice in front of fans. Kevontae Turpin, guys, reported at training camp following his daughter's birth, and according to McCarthy, was not going to be eased into practice necessarily. He's going to be kind of thrown in there because he said it's going to be a competitive situation for our punt returner, kick returner, who's a Pro Bowler as well. Remember
basically,
that.
he doesn't have the luxury to ease his way in.
Exactly. He's got to get in there, earn the spot. There's a lot of talent on his team. McCarthy, also another guy, and I said number 40, Wanye Thomas. I think he is a guy on the radar to watch in training camp. He's number 30. I thought he was 40. I was mistaken. So McCarthy said this about when training camp is over, this second-year safety, undrafted, by the way, Wanye Thomas, could be the player maybe made the greatest leap. According to McCarthy himself, he's that guy. He believes he could be the big surprise of the undrafteds, and that's of last year's undrafteds. Dark horse for the 53. And he's fantastic in special teams. That's how you make the team when you're at the bottom of that list. Yeah. So Wanye Thomas, keep an eye on him to be a guy who can be viable. I guess you could say in some ways in coverage. He actually was involved in some plays on defense. I think he had an interception, but also I think he had an interception. I don't know if it was on Dak, but I think it was on Greer. But the point is that he's been a good, and he's solid on special teams. That's the kind of guy they keep as the 53rd player on the team usually, or at least They usually keep that guy on the team if they're a viable piece like that. So just wanted to say that McCarthy's thoughts about that is on the, kind of giving his thoughts on Kevontae Turpin and on Wanye Thomas. Two guys to kind of keep an eye on as training camp progresses.
Yeah. So, but Mr. MCF has been a fan of the Cowboys for 42 years now.
Basically, right? Yeah. Yeah. 42 years. I guess you could clock it back to that when I was a little kid. So yeah, I mean very little, but I did. Love the Cowboys, love the cheerleaders, love the star. The rest is history.
There you go.
Yeah,
so
it's been a
and
Cowboy
I
for
have
life.
been a Cowboy fan as long as I've known Mr. MCF. But
Yes.
as far as like a hardcore
there's a couple years
fan,
there.
yeah, they're like the 8 years now, 9 years.
Eight
So,
years. Yeah,
just saying,
about 8
like that
years, solid.
first year, I was just more like, yeah, Cowboys.
Yeah,
Sure,
you were like,
you
yeah,
know.
you
And then after a while, I was like, Cowboys?
yeah, you're like,
Cowboys?
you learn about everything about it, and look now where you're at.
Oh.
Seriously, you're at the top of the heap when it comes to knowledgeable Cowboy fans.
Top of the heap? You just throw me on the pile?
You're on the top of it. That's the point. You're on top of the pile.
I'm fucking with you.
So,
Anyway, back to news.
But no, McCarthy spoke a little bit more about Trayvon Diggs' injury, guys, and the bruised toe that he has. How we're going to deal with this. McCarthy spoke about it.
Yeah, he's saying we're just being smart with it. We don't have any concerns about it. He is still participating in walkthroughs.
We saw that, and he was
but,
running a little bit, too.
Based off some other kind of comments and points there, too, because he said that hopefully he'll be able to fully return in a few days, saying, I know he wants to be out there. It's more of the doctors and just making sure that it's not more than it is. But it still sounds like, again, we know the Cowboys have done this before. It sounds like it's definitely not as, minor as they're trying to make it seem, but it's definitely not as serious as it could possibly be. Honestly, I could see him resting for, and this is just me throwing numbers out here, 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, he's just going to keep doing walkthroughs. He's going to be chilling.
We're going to hear from you're going to hear the answers soon here because there's two different vibes because McCarthy is saying it's a couple days, a little, soon, whatever. The injury occurred on the first or second day of camp.
Yeah.
And it was probably the first day, they said, because he was less involved in the late part of that first practice day one. So that's a good kind of tell right there.
It's kind of how to be able to figure that out.
Remember, he's not in a walking boot of any sort. Keep that in mind, guys.
Yeah, he's just in sneakers, just walking around on the sideline, too.
He's not limping.
Still doing walkthroughs.
He's still running. He's doing light jogging is what he's doing. You've seen him running down the sideline after Nashawn Wright's interception. He ran down the sideline. He's obviously mobile enough. I think he's almost good enough to play if he needed to, right? So the hope for Trayvon Diggs, according to McCarthy, is to practice the next couple of days. He didn't go yesterday in practice. He's not going to play tomorrow with the pads on. But sooner than later, according to McCarthy. But Jerry Jones says something different, and we'll get to that in a minute. But that's kind of where we leave it with the Trayvon Diggs stuff. I think.
Dan, what's up? Much love. And yes, we promised Kenzie we will play the clip. We have not forgotten about you.
As far as we'll get into that. That's right around the corner here. So Trayvon Diggs situation. We talked about the offensive situation. I know you made the long quote about him kind of switching his thought. It's just a lot of narratives that came out from that. I think the Cowboys, after he made those comments about the running game, and focusing more, running more. But Brandon Cooks was traded for, I think, the week later. So, getting back to the passing mindset of McCarthy, Brandon Cooks is a great piece to kind of use that first down run play. Receiver screen, still a pass.
Exactly.
But
How
it's
do
a
you
run.
help the run game make our passing game
Exactly.
better? Is kind
and
of McCarthy's mindset.
Get these guys in open space. You get the ball in open space, even in a pass, even in a pitch, a run. You get a Deuce Vaughn or Tony Pollard in open space, you got yourself, even if it's a throw, it's a 95% chance it's going to be caught and go for 4 yards.
Heck, Schoonmaker even ties into that when you consider the protection part of things and the way that the Cowboys have said several times they planned on using him whenever he's ready.
And he's got to get in the field. We're going to hear what happened to him. Yeah, no, because he's another interesting situation. But as far as Jerry Jones is concerned, baby, I know that he spoke. Pretty sure he spoke right after McCarthy spoke.
Yes.
He got to the field. We saw the introduction there. And Jerry Jones.
Yeah, and let's be honest. The first question on everyone's mind is what's up with Zach Martin, Jerry? Because you should be out here talking to him, not us, right? So he said, quote, "We're excited about Zach. I don't have concern.
Oops, wrong guy.
I understand his concern. We all want more money, and we should. Well, if there's anybody that's had a great career, is having a great career, it's Zach, and that's where it is. At the end of the day, you've got to get it all under the cap. I think we'll just be playing it day by day and see how it goes."
Now, before we even go any farther, I first and foremost want to say Zach Martin, who is, again, here, you guys want to see what he's been, what has Zach Martin been doing?
What has he been up to?
This is what he's been up to, guys. Now, this is Zach Martin literally, a couple days ago?
Mm-hmm.
O-line masterminds, guys, doing his thing out there. And, just that's Duke Manyweather over there standing to the left of the screen there saying, shaking his head and yes, in approval. Zach Martin is ready. He's staying ready. He's not in Cabo. He's working. So Zach Martin, by the way, let me just explain this. Played 4 out of 6 years of his deal so far. That's a steal for us. And he's been the NFL's best guard still in these 4 of his 6-year contract. Last year he made $9.8 million in cash, in the cash side of things, which was less than 13 other offensive guards in the NFL. This year, he's outside the top 5 in cash, the cash portion of things, at that position. The cap has risen already has risen nearly $50 million since he signed. To me, there's no issue at all with him trying to get a new deal. I wish he would give us a great deal for the rest of his career, but I can't get mad at a guy trying to go for what he's worth. So, Zach Martin.
Well, even Jerry is not mad at it, right? He understands.
Well.
So, as far as what it's going to take to actually finally get to a point where Zach Martin's back at camp, right? He said nothing. He'll come to camp when he comes to camp. There's no resolution. Yeah. There are a lot of consequences if he doesn't.
Oh.
He's been at the top of the money all the way through, drafted high and got a lot of money, and got a lot of money over the years. It's just hard to get it all. The bottom line is nothing needs to happen. Okay, so
how does that sound, baby? Does that sound
like I'm about to go beat up an 80-something-year-old man? Like I'm about to catch a charge? Ooh, man. Okay, I was gonna say something and I changed my mind.
Oh no. What's up, everybody?
All right.
We're back. Sorry for us going down for a second there. Let's see what's going on when we get this back on.
Let me see. We're good. Yeah, we're good.
It's like our stream reset. Hey.
Yeah, so we're not going anywhere.
We're here, guys.
Regardless of what YouTube might want.
Yeah, they're trying to kick us off this. I don't know what happened. Yeah, it wasn't YouTube. It was the Streamlabs actually this time. Let's be honest.
We're getting our camera back up here in just a minute, making sure everything's working.
Damn, this thing really reset. I hope nothing else reset, but A. Lavelle's still up there with 16 points. We were talking about Jerry Jones' Zach Martin comments, I think.
Okay, well, Jerry's stupid, and I'm going to go beat up an 80-something-year-old man for saying dumb things like Zach Martin doesn't deserve to get paid more.
Thank you, guys. Yeah,
like all inflation, the cost of goods has now become higher. The cost of your awesome, great, amazing guard from the last few years, even though he got paid well, guess what? The market's changed. The cost for a good guard now has changed too, Jerry. So the same way you had no problem, or at least a small, tiny bit of a problem paying Dak Prescott, you better open that freaking wallet. You better take a ride on that yacht a few times until you get it right.
Well, and he said a lot more, though, Jerry Jones. Like, he was not done talking, baby. Again, we'll see where it goes. It just sounds to me, that he telling him basically you got a lot of money. You're going to make... I don't know if you said... Did you say the whole thing? I think you said
No, I didn't say everything.
Okay, so finish it up because Jerry Jones is trying... To me, it's just fake negotiation here. Look, it's going to end up being broken when we have to pay him. We have no guards here.
Jerry said it's not about precedent, it's about facts. We need the money to pay Micah. We need the money to pay the players that we've got to play in the future, and that's a fact.
Now, let me speak on this, baby, because to me, it's a good time to remind everybody that the Cowboys need to spend something like $75 million in cash by next March to get to the cash spending floor. Remember, Micah Parsons is not eligible to be extended until the end of this regular season this year. Then you got to know that Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones have to do a deal quickly for Micah Parsons. That's the first. Nobody can do anything now to raise the price of Micah except the market. Every day they wait after he's eligible to be signed, it would be a mistake by Jerry to have something in place with him. That's why you need this cash money. And even though it's still, to me, a bull crap excuse because we know you can roll money down into voidable years and such, we can't sign Micah and wait until March 1st to push him there. There's going to be around $20 million in restructures. We need to deal with Dak's contract, Zach Martin's contract, CeeDee Lamb's contract. CeeDee and Dak's going to get about, $50 million or so of that $75 million cash money. So also throw in there, not just Zach Martin's deal, but what about Tyler Biadasz? What about Terrence Steele? If the Cowboys go keep our offensive linemen, what about free agency? The money's going to be running down fast. That's why they're trying to figure out what.
And I hate to be that person, but it feels like Dak's deal is the one that you can avoid touching.
Not about touching; it's about extending him. Is what they're talking about. So
again, it still feels like that's the one you can afford to wait on, if that makes sense.
Maybe
it's still going to go up regardless. But let me put it this way: unless you're going to do it now before the season starts, then the Cowboys are going to probably still wait till the end of the season. And if Dak does what we're hoping Dak does, he's either going to be an NFC Championship quarterback or a Super Bowl quarterback. You know, like that. You get what I'm trying to say here? So
then it's going to cost a lot more, but we'll take that. Everybody be smiling for that.
Well, I mean, everybody's going to be more expensive if we go that route.
That's true, too.
So, I don't know. Jerry just has to figure out the Zach Martin thing yesterday.
Yeah, so look, we'll retouch that, I'm sure, with some comments in the chat, but that's not where it didn't stop there when it came to Jerry Jones.
Yeah,
right?
as far as McCarthy calling plays, you know, he did obviously have to say why he personally feels, of course, that now is the time to do that. He said, quote, "He's very capable with all of his experience of doing both. He's the busiest man in California, I'll say that. In my mind, I've always preferred, rather than a walk-around head coach, I'd prefer the head coach to have duties on one side of the ball or the other." And we know that by the way that he treated
right. I'm sorry, go
Jason Garrett.
Right, Garrett was a offensive guy, right?
He's saying that he's a guy that wanted to do what McCarthy's doing now, but Jerry put his foot down and said, not my head coach.
He started off that way the first couple of years, and then he said, no more. You know, now it's going to be an offensive coordinator doing that stuff. McCarthy, this kind of ended the Jerry Jones reign of controlling the coordinator, and now it's to the coach, the head coach's specialty. If Dan Quinn becomes coach next year, he should be running the defense as well, like the way McCarthy's running the offense here. Jason Garrett became like the caretaker of the coaching squad, and McCarthy came on as the caretaker of the coaching squad. Now it sounds like now he's involved. Now he's involved, and I think because this guy here finally opened his fucking eyes.
Oh, Jerry said that he's personally not a fan of it, but he's allowing it to happen because that's what McCarthy wants to do and how he wants to run the team. And Jerry at least is saying, fine, run the team how you want in this
And that's instance. Why we say this year is different. You know what I'm saying? The last time we saw this was Jason Garrett's first year when he allowed him to call the plays, hot shot play caller, but green, right? Mm-hmm. This is different. McCarthy has been here, done that multiple years, over a decade.
Nothing green about McCarthy.
Nothing at all. So he's old school.
Jerry also was kind of asked, hey, the competition in the NFC has changed with no Brady, no Rodgers. Are you excited about that? Jerry said, I've always thought it was about what you are or you aren't, not about what your competition is. And if anybody epitomizes that, it is Dak in his preparation getting ready. The big thing is, I'm confident in Dak, and the team we've got together right now has a great chance to do it. And, of course, we talked about it earlier, Zeke, peeking around New England, saying hello and hi. Jerry said as far as that visit, he can still play.
Yeah, he's
no
still
one
good to go.
will say he couldn't.
You got to remember, though, he's not dismissing, the possibility. Look, he's never, ever dismissed the possibility of Zeke coming back to Dallas.
Yeah, Jerry is, like I said, Jerry wants to keep that will he won't he situation with Zeke going.
Never burn a bridge.
Probably till after he's signed with another team. You never know, he could come back.
He always wants to keep that in the news, right? But, the Cowboys seem happy. This has been said many times with the running backs that they currently have on their team. Mm-hmm. So now,
I'm going to take a very, very super quick bathroom break while you go ahead and touch on the rest of the news.
Well, now I'm going to put the camera on there. But before we do that, go ahead and maybe speak on it.
30-second commercial break here, guys. Thank you so much to everybody here hanging with us. I know it is a little late, whether you're East or West Coast, anywhere in between or anywhere
we're
in the world.
Late night Cowboy content.
So a huge shout out to everybody here chilling and watching. Take a second, hit like if you haven't already. Subscribe down below. And, of course, hit that notification bell. Best way to make sure you never miss our nightly live streams. So almost nightly, right? 99% of the time. Of course, we are posting all of your training camp video updates, news, info, all that stuff. So the notifications lets you know when we obviously post about that as well. And throughout the season, we do some other fun, great things. Game day live stream reactions.
On camera every time, yeah.
I guess the Cowboys are a show. So anyway, and of course, huge shout out to the people running things here, allowing us to put in the time, the effort, the energy into the MCF and sponsor of the week, too. Weeks in a row, skeptical fan, the membership man, Mr. A. Lavelle repping it with 66 points on that streak,
Hell
boss.
yeah.
And the Q-man, Justin Quarles, the Cash App King.
Much love to the whole crew there, and also the leader right now, the leader in the Cash App. It's none other than the man, Snug-X. He's still in the lead.
We know why he's here.
We know why. With the Lunatic, Jason Renfro in the mix. We'll see what happens as someone's coming for that Q-man's crown, Cash App style. And then, let's also not forget about the current overall leader, which it is the man, Skeptical Fan, who is going for his third week in a row. He's back-to-back in it there in the sponsor week, and going for that three-peat as well tomorrow night, I guess, officially solidifying that with 51 gifted memberships. We bow down to the man, Skeptical Fan. Appreciate you. Now, let's get back on here, and the wife will be right back, guys. Don't fret. I'm perfect timing because now we're talking training camp, the recap portion of the show. This is a part I think a lot of you were waiting for, and breaking down basically what happened Saturday morning in the West Coast there. So here it is, guys. You're going to see. I'll make it a little bigger here so you guys can see. This is just the beginning drive in. So packed as hell. As you can see, it was the weekend back together weekend, whatever they called it there. You'll see all the line was long. A lot of people today, yesterday in this day 3 of fan training camp. They're being there. And you'll see the players running on the field. Let me just start off my news here in a minute. I'll start off now, guys. I already talked about this. The first player on the field. We're coming out of the tunnel or the little gated area there. DeMarvion Overshown. Yeah, the rookie, guys. Followed closely by Nashawn Wright, who needs a couple other good days here than just one interception to kind of, rebound from the bad day he had on this video here yesterday. So, again, 2 third-rounders in Overshown and Wright trying to make an impact, fighting for a spot. Here's Dak walking out, and they sang fans and cheering him on. Of course, happy birthday to Dak yesterday, 30 years old on the 30th. And then you see Tyron Smith. Here's Israel Mukuamu, by the way, number 24, who is, just resting that hammy, probably out a couple weeks at most. But he's the fourth safety, guys, over there. Israel Mukuamu. But then you look really at the 77, Tyron Smith, Zeus. He's intimidating out there, able to dominate anyone when he's healthy. Now the crowd sang "Happy Birthday" to Dak, as you saw, turned 30. He acknowledged this from the fans when he was on the field practicing after the game, after the practice on the NFL Network. You saw him walking out; they were doing it. So much love to Dak there. You're gonna see what they did there when it came to the T-shirt. Right? This crew here got together, especially the receivers. Right, 3 of the 4 guys. He Pollard 20, but then you got CeeDee Lamb, who are number 1 receiver. You see number 13 there, Michael Gallup, who's kind of their 2-3, right? And then Brandon Cooks, the newest. He's sitting there thinking about what's going to happen, and he did something in this practice that definitely was the play. I would say one of the plays of the practice. So Brandon Cooks, of course. The CeeDee Lamb and the receivers had a HBD Dak shirt with his face on it, T-shirt. Again, they ran up to him, gave him a hug after practice. As the rest of the players come on the field there. You see that was Kevontae Turpin back on the field, guys, and we said he was going to be out there. There's Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore together walking out there. Again, Trayvon with that toe. Of course, they're not participating in this practice. But, again, the entire wide receiver corps, just wanted to say about Dak Prescott, they were wearing the T-shirt. You'll see it later on, and we'll put it out there. Now, Drew Pearson also made it to Oxnard, and he was part of the sideline crew there watching the game, watching the practice, and with the team. But let me quickly look here at Luke Schoonmaker, guys. You can see him here working the resistance cords, and then you see Jordan Lewis also was working the resistance cords there. I think he's working them now. Schoonmaker working here, guys. He's dealing with a partial tear to his plantar fasciitis. That is an issue there. Tear now, possible tear. This is a more challenging foot injury than a complete tear. Takes longer to heal. He said he's still optimistic. Quote, "It's been good. I'm just taking in a good pace." He's hoping to resume practice in the next week or 2. We heard it from Jerry Jones. Sounds like it's going to be more towards like the end of the practice of Oxnard, sometime in April 10th or something in that range. Now here you're seeing Mozzie Smith. We saw him in 58 up close, and you see him in there with the get off, looking good, and then Micah here talking to Brian Baldinger as they get ready for practice. So there's the Luke Schoonmaker update, guys. Unfortunately, a partial tear to that plantar fasciitis. Baby, I wanted to make sure you were in on this.
Yeah, sorry.
Partial tear. Luke Schoonmaker with that plantar fasciitis.
Oh, man.
And fasciitis, actually. Yeah, so again, it's more challenging than a complete tear.
I was going to say, usually that is what tends to happen because, again, we kind of talked about this before. It's kind of like the similar difference between breaking a bone and, like, shattering a bone or fracturing one almost sometimes. Because when you break a bone in a clean break, like, yes, it's broken, but it's able to fuse and heal back together much more cleanly. When it's a tear like this, man, rough.
Yeah. Now, you see Micah here, just slow motion, the speed, turning the corner.
Slow motion for me.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing everything out there. Look, defensively, look at, you see Stephon Gilmore right there. Look at number 26, Deron Bland. Deron Bland is now starting to dress like Gilmore out there on the football field. So, again, veteran influence, another way it's shining on the field. And you're watching, you're going to see, this is the defensive side of things. But what do you think about these guys here coming in this drill? You got that guy holding the ball. You just can't be anybody holding that ball when these guys are smacking you, touching. Usually you see number 58 hits hard there. I love going smacking.
Again, like I
Micah.
said, the drills let us know some of the things that the Cowboys seem to really be focusing on, at least in these early days of camp. And I think
turnovers, baby.
Two things are evident on both sides of the ball. Offensively, clearly ball protection because, man, receivers to running backs to Dak himself has been trying to, they're just smacking the ball around. And then defensively, you're right. I have not seen a single time where they aren't fully trying to attack whoever has the ball.
Exactly. And that's some coaching here. You saw it with DeMarcus Lawrence. Now you're seeing it with Micah here, working with Dan Quinn himself. So, great to see that. Now, look, I wanted to say another thing here. The receivers, when you see the receivers, there's going to be some plays where, and this is the linebackers here are overshown, good strength and power to where he's picking them up. But keep an eye. The main guy, you watch them all here. This is some special team stuff. But watch number 33, Damone Clark, knock these guys backwards. No joke. He knocks some guys back. This is a pretty powerful guy, Damone Clark. You can see it in this drill. The receivers were doing an interesting drill, guys. When they run routes, here's Clark. Boom. Just ran him out of there. Threw him out of there. The receivers worked on drills when they run routes out of movement along the line of scrimmage, which is a way of them trying to create separation. You see it work in the goal line and some of the touchdowns the Cowboys had in practice. Here's some just ball safety, footwork at the same time. You're seeing mainly receivers or running backs, receivers I think, and some defensive backs doing this drill here. So it's interesting to see, some of the stuff the Cowboys. It's very intense. It feels more intense than it used to be in years past at Oxnard. This training camp. When you'll see some of the things that go on in the actual practice, just the drills portion. You see here, watch here the receivers, baby. When it comes to CeeDee Lamb, just really looking great out there. Really putting on moves. I think this is a double move here by CeeDee. I mean, beautiful. And it's not even. It's just a comeback after the double. That's route running expertise. You see him going a little fake here.
We'll be the first to say that obviously how players look in camp is not always necessarily how they're going to look in the season.
Yeah.
But it is a pleasant surprise to just seem to be having such a nice, smooth camp where the guys that are looking good are looking even better.
You guys see how he under center with the play action from Dak and then going deep after the double move by CeeDee Lamb. Mm-hmm. Just saying, this is what I'm looking for. A lot of under center. Here's Dak under center again. Going this time to Michael Gallup on the corner with a touchdown. I'm just saying, do you understand? You're seeing Dak hitting the ball, not in shotgun. We used to do that last year, shotgun. This is all under center. Mm-hmm. Getting the ball from the center, digging down. Look at under center. It's important. It's Kevontae Turpin. Look at that speed and stop. My goodness. Got to get him in space. Got to get the ball to him in space. And here, look, this is that separation drill they tried. There's a little miss there, I think, by Cooper Rush. But anyways, there's Turpin in the open field. Here he puts the moves on Marquise Bell, and he's gone. That was a move right there.
And again, like you said, Turpin had to just dive right into things today.
Yep, he was in there on offense, looking good. Definitely one of the sparks there as far as one of the people in the practices. Mm-hmm. The defense got crazy out there a little bit, guys. Later on, you'll see the defense is either elite. Dak has, just running the ball. He had to scramble a couple times because there was literally no one open. Tyler Coyle, number 30, I think now, 31. He had an interception with the second team. There's Tolbert making a catch there, touchdown technically. We need to see Tolbert definitely progressed there as a number 4 here, right? So I guess they marked him down. Here's another view of that Tolbert catch. I think that's Cooper Rush also throwing that one there. So good. More important is to see Tolbert making that play. But Tyler Coyle later on makes an interception with the second team against Will Greer, who Will Greer had second team quarterback snaps, by the way. Cooper Rush was third team. Mm-hmm. So that's a difference there. Greer is getting second team opportunities here, and Cooper Rush is now third team. By the way, that was right. You saw right there was number 13 Michael Gallup making the catch, and here's Dak with a beautiful pass to Brandon Cooks for the touchdown. You also get 4 different angles. Look at this move. Unfortunately, it's Nashawn Wright getting burned. But listen, it's not even about that. It's about Malik Hooker, also the safety, getting burned. It was a great route run by Cooks. It was a great pass by Dak. Stop the hate out there, guys. It's just a great play. And you'll see this out there.
Had to say it does look more promising, though. I do have to admit, even if he thinks that the Denver training camp looks nicer than our camp, and I said it's fine. We don't need the frills right now. We have star power. You know, the frills are waiting back at home.
Yes, exactly. And look, we're waiting to see if Swerton's there to get back in that silver level. We'll see you there. We'll see you there. A beautiful play by Brandon Cooks, and that is again, doing the archer there at the end. That is definitely going to be a play you're going to see in Dak and him connecting already. I love it.
Expect to have a whole squadron, a battalion of archers on offense.
Oh, yeah.
I imagine others will be copying that.
Oh yeah, they'll be, and the celebrations are, again,
like you said, the veterans are leading.
And you see here, Brandon, look at this play from above, baby. Watch the route. He cuts in, it's out, and again, double move. That's beautiful, and it's to the corner. Perfect pass by Dak between 2 coverages there, a man coverage and the safety up top. Malik Hooker couldn't cover that either. So everyone's concentrating on Nashawn Wright. He didn't have any help because it was a great route, a great play. Here, you're going to see CeeDee Lamb get the ball right across the middle there, kind of wide open. And then here you're going to see the other play, the other touchdown play that a lot of people are talking about. I think it's coming up here, where CeeDee gets to be a punter for about a half a second after the touchdown and punch the ball through the uprights. We'll see that here in a minute as the fans are still, there's some, I guess, some pre-VIP fans. I don't know. Anyways, the guys are on the fans that are on the field there, basically. So this is that play on the goal line. Love it. I mean, it's a mistake really by Nashawn Wright in coverage there. It's still very. I think the way CD's running these routes is something special. It's a little different than we even seen him last year. I think he's getting better at running routes, and he's just faking out guys a little more consistently. And of course, boom, punts the ball. Someone caught it, by the way, and they brought the football back. On the pick, you're going to see shortly from Will Greer. It's number 30, Wanye Thomas, who we got to get familiar with, and you'll see him doing that. Will Greer was pressured by Sam Williams, 54, who was afterwards yelling at the crowd saying, "That was a sack." And they got him.
He got everybody saying that was a sack.
So you'll see 54 doing that here in a little bit as CD punts the ball another time here. Wanye Thomas, though, I do want to say number 30. You'll see the pic soon. I'll try to bring it up when it comes up on the screen. He's 6'2", 215 pounds. Another kind of big, long kind of guy that Dan Quinn likes. Known as a hitter when he was, in Georgia Tech all 4 years. Known as a hitter. Here's another view, by the way, of the CD touchdown. And in 2021, 2 years ago, he had 81 tackles. That was the most among linebacker defenders. He started 33 out of 47 games in his college career, started 27 consecutive games, and 3 times was voted team captain. So, he still has skills. Again, McCarthy brought him up as a guy that could be the dark horse 53-man guy. Wanye Thomas, number 30, early on in camp. Keep an eye on him. Dak, as you've seen all these plays, he looked sharp, especially on the long passes. You saw it there. Great job by Dak, and trying to see what happens. Dak, here's the play where Dak has nobody open. He scrambles and runs. Of course, they don't hit him. There you go. You see the same play from above, and you'll see that everyone is covered. I mean, great defense, and Dak is just has nowhere to go. Another play. The next play was Dak had to throw the ball out of bounds. There was no place to go for Dak, so the defense playing great. Here's the interception by Wanye Thomas. Will Greer throws it, trying to split the coverage. I think that was interception. I'm not sure, but anyway, Sam Williams was right there. Or he might have knocked the ball down. I'm not sure. Either way, there's Sam Williams being real happy about that play. Either way, guys, Will Greer, he did play, had a much better, I think he's closing the gap between him and Cooper Rush. So keep an eye on that. Solid start, even though he had some mistakes there.
Obviously, the Cowboys
here's the
interception. Wanting to lean the Will Greer direction.
Yes, that was the one. That was the Tyler Coyle interception, by the way, there at the end. And then the players signing autographs. You'll see what happened here after you'll keep watching here the video. But let me continue going here on some things we saw. Again, Kavontae Turpin first practice, quick and versatile as we saw earlier. Brandon Cooks, guys. I mean, we saw him out there connecting with Dak. It looks great in the routes. For that touchdown was fantastic. The offensive line, no pads, so you cannot really say much about the offensive line, in my opinion. Offensive line right now, wait till the pads come on, and we'll see the offensive line definitely will get better, especially when we get Zach Martin back in there.
Exactly.
Offensive line had their best day though in this practice. Still improving though, but without pads, you're gonna see more improvement when their pads come on. Crowd was great, as you can see, a huge crowd in Oxnard. Running back, guys, Malik Davis was used a lot in the running back, like the second string running back situation, or as a second running back. So Malik Davis definitely getting in the mix in the running back competition, which he needs to be. Now, again, I don't know about. Let me see here. I'm sorry. No, I was saying a couple of things here from the Brian Broaddus corner. All right? Mm-hmm. Brian Broaddus kind of made a couple of these comments, and I kind of second a lot of these things and some things we've discussed here. So let's update you guys, the family here, on some true insight here from a Brian Broaddus guy you guys may know. Listen, Robbie Gould is a kicker. According to Broaddus, he's not wanting to do kickoffs, and he doesn't want to attempt 50-yard or longer field goals. So Cowboys are not going to
Who the heck is going to sign a kicker that doesn't want to kick?
Exactly. Now, what's any differences from this post-Kellen Moore era? Mike McCarthy is with the quarterbacks. Yes, Dak Prescott, all the quarterbacks, for the entire practice. This was never the case, guys. This never was a situation when you had in previous years when McCarthy was the head coach and overseeing everything. He was not just with the quarterbacks pretty much the entire practice. Mike Soliari, the new offensive line coach, what is he doing out there? A lot of technique work, combination blocks, single shoulder blocks, footwork drills for the offensive linemen, passing sets with, again, they're having poles over the shoulders, knee bends, assignment checks. That's what Soliari is doing with. There we go.
So it sounds like just really getting the fundamentals down properly, making sure they're well established.
And remember, this is one of the big changes McCarthy talked about when it comes to the team on the offense, is the offensive line side of things and pass protection. So I want to always.
I feel like that's a statement that, like I said, you can say across the board, because, like I said, on both offense and defense, you've noticed that just holding on to the ball and getting the ball out of whoever's has it in their hands seems to be like a very basic thing that is being worked on, like, all the way across the board. You know what I mean? Like, sounds like something you pick up in Pee-wee football. So, but just the re-emphasis on that just goes to show you that it seems like of emphasis on fundamentals has been reworked into everything they're doing.
I agree.
Across,
foundational,
the
foundation has to be solid from all these position coaches.
Exactly. So what does that mean for the O-line? I mean, like you said, it seems like a lot of technique work to kind of sum it up.
How do you feel about that?
Way. I mean, obviously, it sounds like I'm a fan of it. We still have to wait and see, but I mean, if that's some of the things that we have been doing that have been working, absolutely. And like we said, not to start tooting our own horn here, because it is only just a handful of days, but this camp so far has looked overall a little more together than the usual start of camp, which tends to be a little bit more rough, and it gets a little better as it goes on, you know what I mean? It seems like the team has really clicked really early on, which I think is a testament to some of the other things we've done.
The defense been together, the core there for 2 years, now with Quinn in the third year. I think that's the reason why the defense looks so great and on the same page. And the offense, because Dak talked about this, guys, and they went out there and did a little retreat, but it wasn't a retreat. It was Mike McCarthy and the offense to suit the players on this team. Dak, Tony Pollard, the three receivers,
Gallup
tight ends.
said it himself, too. He's like, I feel like every quarterback should be doing this because it was really helpful for us. Again, even though they weren't really doing like any kind of heavy football stuff, just being able to kind of get together, get on the same page, pick each other's brains. Obviously, whatever they're doing seems to be working.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Let's continue to see it work.
Yeah, I mean, and look, as I look at this here, this Jalen Tolbert, breaking down Jalen Tolbert's first week of camp, much better job of finding his way, been thrown in the mix a lot, extending his hands more, confidence in his routes, able to finish, when asked to do certain things, off to a much, much better start than last year for Jalen Tolbert. That's great news. By the way, I forgot to mention that, and I don't know if, did you mention about what Jerry Jones said about Trayvon Diggs' toe injury? They could keep him out of practice as late as when we get back to Dallas on August 20th. That's a
lot
wow.
more than just a few days that
And
McCarthy seemed to imply.
Since we're seeing Trayvon Diggs, I'm just my thing here. McCarthy literally just said, you said it, that Diggs could be back early next week. So basically, right now, it says McCarthy spoke more assertively about this outlook, and Jerry Jones said mid-August. So we can be anywhere from 2 to 22 days before we see Trayvon Diggs.
Like I kind of said, because I didn't know that Jerry had said that.
Yeah.
Until you said it, because you're right.
That's two conflicting reports there on Trayvon Diggs. Yeah.
So then, I mean, I kind of just said it as an off-the-cuff comment where I said, I'm like, it's probably more like a 2 to 3 week injury, the way that McCarthy was implying it to a few days. Like, maybe McCarthy does know. Like, that's what I'm trying to imply. Maybe McCarthy does know, but McCarthy, as the head coach, is not going to go out there and say, oh, yeah, it's going to be this, that, and the other. He's going to say, oh, yeah, it's going to be a few days, because that's the kind of subterfuge he's trying. Like,
yeah, no,
I feel like I'm trying to play 3D chess here. I don't know.
Well, I just want to throw out there, we're watching Mozzie doing his thing out there. Mozzie Smith, guys, not only has he played nose tackle, Mozzie Smith, which is where he's expected to play, but he's played a lot of 3-tech, with Hankins playing the 1-tech. That is important to note here. Mozzie Smith playing nose tackle, but mainly 3-tech. Shows you the Cowboys are developing him into a pass rusher, maybe put a little more pressure on Osa. Osa drops to a backup if this happens. Just, they're really putting Mozzie in there full blast as Micah's getting his coaching here from Brian Boldinger, who's a master at this breakdown stuff.
Micah.
Here.
Like, we're just trying a bunch of different things with him, and it seems like he just is stepping up to the plate. What
was being seen as teammates are excited to play next to him. Whenever he is, teammates get a little bit of the leftovers, what he wreaks havoc on the field. The teammates take over some things there. So, speaking of taking over, it's the man Swerton from not Big D Dallas, but Little D Denver. Much love to Swerton. Appreciate you, brother. Dropping that $10 holler. We got the little battles here, little trash talk.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Swerton. I'll put you up on that board. You deserve it, sir. Hope you're doing good, man. I hope you're hanging in there.
Yes. Hope you're having a good night. Thank you for hanging with us here.
And
thank you for
love.
chatting it up in the chat, of course.
He's keeping a nice conversation going.
It takes a certain amount of brass
to jump into Cowboy Nation.
To be a non-Cowboy fan, to be in here, right? And, you know, the fact that you're still around and no one's begging me to kick you out, that's usually a good sign. So you're good. Oh.
And I'm going to tell you one other thing. That's rare from someone like Swerton. Everyone's usually trailing, kick him out after 5 minutes. We trash talk. It's okay.
You say that? Yeah. That stays over on that other side.
Yeah,
here we're professionals.
I'm sorry if I made you cry. I'm gonna leave it at that. I appreciate you. You know I'm messing with you. I wouldn't say that if I wasn't messing with you.
You know, even Frank Moyer is throwing out here too that Jalen Hurts does something like that with the Eagles' tight ends, receivers, and running backs.
What do you mean? What do you mean he does?
I'm assuming whatever comment
about Dak or. When Dak takes his guys with them. I mean, some quarterbacks do that. Not all of them. I'm just the one I know the most is Carson Wentz does not do that. So, yeah. Let me just redo something. I think I have to do something here.
No, all good. I guess if you want, I could go ahead and kind of touch on the next thing we have here real quick, or no?
In a minute, because I just touching on a couple of things. Finishing up some insight stuff. I guess you're watching the videos here. I did want to say, let me see here. Here it is. That Deuce Vaughn. I know a lot of people want to know about Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn, can he kind of do this? We you know my thoughts. A lot of the thoughts like Brian Broda said, quote, he's short, no question, makes up with that with burst, attacks the line quickly, has been used in the slot as a wide receiver with Pollard in the backfield, and he catches well. I just want to say, like I noticed the fact that even the little video clip we had on the day they kind of did the walkthrough, Tony Pollard was a running back. And Deuce Vaughn was the slot receiver. From the running back spot, he then lined up as the slot. So that's going to be interesting to see how the Cowboys continue to maybe try him out there. I would say more in the red zone, possibly. Look for that to happen. Now, again, Sam Williams. We just saw him get a little sack there a couple in the end of this clip here. Is he going to make an impact, guys? I mean, Sam Williams, according to most people out there, has the ability to eventually start at that position as an edge rusher, has ideal length, and works hard with his hands to break down blockers. So it's Micah on one side and Sam Williams on the other. Ooh, it's coming, guys. It's coming. Maybe next year it's going to be more of that elite on both sides level. And you see DeMarcus Lawrence playing, either getting cut or playing the interior 3-tech on pass rush downs or edge setting first down kind of guy. He's still a Pro Bowler, guys. He's still a high-rated guy when it comes to DeMarcus Lawrence, as long as he's healthy. So when it comes to Sam Williams, looking great. Turpin getting his chances. What will be his final role is the big question for Turpin. So you're looking here at we looked at Mozzie Smith. I love it. And one last thing I want to say, LVE has been doing some edge rushing. We saw him doing the pass rushing drills a little earlier in the clip here with with of course guys like Micah and the whole defensive line. So what is Quinn trying to do right now? LVE guys. Basically, on the second day was at least on one or two occasions the pass rusher off the edge. Like there was no other pass rusher. He was the pass rusher on the edge, meaning Micah Parsons has a role cut out there that linebackers are going to be blitzing sometimes. If a third impact linebacker comes to light in this training camp, like Jabril Cox or DeMarvin Overshown as examples, it would free up Dan Quinn to get more creative a couple more times maybe in a game with Van Der Esch in different spots, maybe blitzing from other sides of things. So causing real confusion. When you're all watching, Micah, you're not really watching LVE blitzing. That could be a problem if LVE is going to be used a couple more times more in a game as a edge rusher or a blitzer. Keep that in mind. So I just thought those were interesting little comments there on that.
No, I agree.
I'm sorry, I don't know if there was any other.
No, it's okay. We still have quite a bit of news to get through, so I want to make sure that we can just kind of keep it moving.
All right, no, I am. I just trying to make sure my look. I'm finishing up. This is the biggest part. Is really this portion of things here. We got a little bit afterwards, a couple comments and things, and then we're done. So it is almost over, believe it or not, guys. But appreciate everybody here hitting that like button for the stream, subscribing to the channel. You're new, join the family here. We're growing, and hopefully, have that 6 when it comes to the Super Bowls at the end of this season. Notification bell to all videos. That's how you see these a lot of these these clips, and of course. Check out the membership, guys. Follow us on Twitter and all that good stuff. Cannot do this without you guys' love and support, so thank you for that as well. Mr. A. Lavelle, 56 points on the stream, boss.
That's
interesting.
right.
It's fluttering there. Got a little Dante Fowler there. Now, Dak Prescott, just so you see this here, 9 for 14 in team drills. He had 1 drop. So he would have been, 10 for 14 without for the drop. He ended a 2-minute drill with a perfect throw, as you saw coming up here, CeeDee Lamb. That touchdown when he punts it. That was a 2-minute drill. That was a touchdown from Dak. 2 CeeDee Lamb. Did great today in the team drills. Dak was crisp. Jabril Cox, somebody had to come up, right? Jabril Cox had some good moments. He was staying in his zone in coverage when Michael Gallup was against him. He had a good combination coverage situation with Nashawn Wright for a pass breakup. Good coverage on Dennis Houston. So, again, to me, Jabril Cox definitely keeping himself in the mix. Tyler Coyle had the interception. We're going to see at the end of the stream here, at the end of the video against Will Grier. Tyler Coyle, guys, again, Will Grier did good, but he had that third down throw to Seth Green. It was a little high, and it went, and it was a pick by good job by Coyle, who got a pick. It was a 2-minute drill and just fell on the ball like you would do in the game to end the game. Make sure you don't try to run for a touchdown. You fumble it. Give the team the ball back. So that's the right. You're supposed to sit on the ball. Game's over. That's what he did. Good to see that in practice. There's the 2-minute drill ending that Dak and the first team won, and against the first team defense. So good job by CD and Dak Prescott. Now, just so that you guys know, as this video comes to an end, the players are off on Sunday. Some went to the Errol Spence fight, but most of them, according to McCarthy, it's going to be shown in the team meeting room for anybody to watch. So most of the players are going to watch the Errol Spence fight together at Oxnard, and of course, as you know, guys, literally later today, this afternoon, I think it's an earlier day, 2:00 East Coast time, so 11:00 West Coast time. The pads come on, guys, and they're going to start hitting. So that's when right. the next phase of this training camp truly gets going. So speaking of the Errol Spence fight. Again, there's a lot of connection with Jerry Jones. He actually took a big group to the actual fight, Spence Crawford fight last night, and they might be thinking there's a rematch. It'll be at AT&T Stadium possibly, right? So they said maybe Spence Canelo, but Spence lost pretty badly. He got dominated, so that's not going to happen. Unfortunately, a lot of the Cowboy players and Jerry Jones, they were really rooting for him to win, and he left Oxnard to cheer him on there in Vegas. Most players watch it. Micah Parsons, guys, he said, quote, "I'm super nervous and I'm not even fighting. I'm super nervous." And he's talking about Errol Spence. I'm super nervous for my man Errol. I believe he's going to win. I truly believe it. It's going to be a nail-biter. I really think that my man is going to win. Of course, we know he lost to Crawford. Now, when it comes to Micah Parsons, he's a 650 to 1 odds favorite to win the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. All right? Myles Garrett, 700 to 1. TJ Watt, 750 to 1. Nick Bosa, 1100 to 1 odds. Now, as I say all of this,
I can see where this is all trending.
You're seeing Micah is the next level, the next step. And let me just get to that right now, guys. We got the day 3 video in because we got the Micah Parsons dominating video. He's on a hype. This video always hypes me up. I don't know about you guys, but it hypes me up. So, Micah Parsons, we know, he said also, quote, I want to be that number 1 player, that MVP caliber player that I know I can be, and I think that is meant for me. Micah had 13 sacks, at least 13 sacks in each of his first 2 seasons of his career. The only player to do it since they've been tracking, sacks in 1982 started. The only player to do that in their first 3 seasons, Reggie White, the great Reggie White, the Minister of Defense. And when it comes to old school guys, Brian Baldinger and Andrew Whitworth, guys, helped Micah Parsons a lot this offseason. They were both at NFL Network, and they were talking to each other. But we got a little information about Whitworth and what he said about Micah Parsons. He worked with them both. Baldinger knows, we hear the breakdowns from Baldinger about him, and when they love him, Baldy's breakdowns. But when it comes to Andrew Whitworth, it's really an eye-opening experience. We saw them working together in video and some posted stuff there out there, some posted photos of Whitworth working with Micah. But
he
wants to become a better. Yeah, he's learning from Whitworth as an offensive lineman. He's going with a lot of offensive linemen to pick their brains on how to dominate them. And baby, what did Whitworth say about this entire experience?
He said, it was awesome. Just hearing someone as young and as successful as he is, just that curious energy. It wasn't this attitude like, oh, I got it figured out. It was like, hey man, treat me like I'm a blank canvas. Teach me what you think from your position of how I play. So, and of course, going on to say that he's tremendous. He's unbelievable. His movement skill and his competition ability is so rare. The first thing I walked away with is how he reminded me of Aaron Donald because of the way he competes every single rep of his workout.
Okay,
most guys don't do that. A lot of guys are just going through the rhythms until it's time, just going through the motions, and then boom, when it's game time, they play.
Yeah, listen, you guys remember the video that was out there in Austin? We talked about this where Whitworth was there with Micah Parsons. They were working out with Cincinnati Bengals star receiver Jamar Chase and Cowboys rookie running back Deuce Vaughn. Remember that video? They were going back and forth on the screen?
Yeah.
That is exactly where Whitworth was, and he could not believe Micah was still beating both of these, a star wide receiver Jamar Chase and a very agile, quick, fast, speedy running back in Deuce Vaughn, and he would beat both of them in a speed contest, basically back agility and speed. So again, cone variations, agility drills. Micah dominated this against a pure running back and a pure receiver. This is what Whitworth has seen. So you understand why he's picturing this.
Yeah.
In saying about how Micah is tremendous and unbelievable. So
he said, quote, but this guy, every rep is a competitive motion, fighting and talking shit, competing, and that reminded me of practices with Donald every single day. That's the only guy I've ever seen that competes that way, even in just a workout or a walkthrough or anything else. It reminded me a lot of that kind of attitude. I think just that alone separates him from a lot of guys.
Again, remember, he was with the Rams, so that is a major, that obviously is why he's, going up against Aaron Donald from the inside more so than the outside was always giving him headaches.
Whitworth added on, he's very unique. I don't even think that he does a lot of tendencies and techniques that you probably see out of most rushers. Like what you see today with long arms and things like that. He more truly rushes off of feel. And I was always intrigued by him, and the reason we've kind of kept in touch is because I was much more that kind of player. That's how he rushes. It's all feel. I feel a guy's shoulders turn. I feel him get off the ball late. I'm going to feel my way to the quarterback and go to the path of least resistance of where I think I can beat him.
It's almost like natural It's like natural ability
I think it's
from
more
Micah
about
Parsons. Instinct.
Exactly. It's instinct. It's honing into your instinct, and it's learning how to leverage that. Because just because you know this is where you need to go doesn't necessarily mean you know the right technique to, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Like, having more weapons in that arsenal allows you to continue to sharpen those instincts.
I mean, look at him here. This is second year.
Added in there. I look forward to continue to see him grow, because I actually think the most impressive thing to me is from a rusher standpoint, that he's still a pretty raw rusher. It's still pretty new to him, and to be as successful as he is, it's crazy. When I was playing guys, no matter how talented or big, long, strong, whatever their attributes are, the number one thing that I used to always say when I would face a young player is, wow, this kid doesn't know how to rush yet. For him to come into the league and he knows how to rush already, it's crazy. As he gets stronger and adds a little weight and is truly doing more reps as an edge rusher, man, there's no telling how good he can get. I think there's still a lot of room for growth, and I think that's crazy to say, but that's how talented he is.
I'm telling you.
So once again, why are we not giving him at least one snap at running back?
Because he's so good at edge rusher and he's raw and ready to dominate. Hungry Lion.
He's going to give it raw and ready to these teams here. So, again, love Micah. And, you know, he's one of the reasons we have to celebrate, of course. Just very glad he's a Cowboy.
Now, I will say, again, any quick comments on Micah, really quickly, because we know we love Micah. We talk about him every day. You know he's the focal point of the defense, but it's amazing. You get hyped when you see what he did last year. Second year, this year he's going to even be better.
No new comments in the chat, so we can keep it rolling.
All right, we'll keep it rolling here, guys. It goes, we got Dax. Happy birthday to you. Dak. Yes, guys, it's Dak Prescott's birthday, and here you see CeeDee Lamb running on the field. Like I talked to you earlier, wearing that shirt. You'll see the shirt closer. Dak here, really, celebrating his 30th birthday. Dak turned 30. CeeDee Lamb actually spoke about this when it comes to Dak getting a little older. What did he say, CeeDee Lamb?
CeeDee said he hates to hear it, but he's an old man. I told him, if anybody's 30 years old, you'll not be able to guard me, right? So, and I was talking, and he was like, he's like, I was talking as far as a defensive player, and Dak was like, easy, I'm finna be 30 soon. And I said, well, you better keep warming that shoulder up, because soon enough, I'm going to be able to outrun it.
Ooh, well, there you go. I
so,
like that pump-up talk right there.
He doesn't act old, but it's that big 3-0 in this league is different. Obviously, you've got guys like Aaron Rodgers, who's great, and Brady, who played till he was 45. Plenty of guys don't do that, but I see Dak doing that. And I do get what CeeDee's trying to say. In NFL terms, 30 is old.
Yeah.
When the average, length of a player is around 3 to 4 years in the NFL, that kind of lets you know that, you kind of got to get it while the getting's good. And it is hard as you continue to age for you to continue to play at that high level. So time is of the essence if you want to try to win while Dak is young and healthy. And,
as you see this picture here, they're taking the picture together here, all the receivers, the whole receiving crew got these pictures together. And CeeDee Lamb actually something else about Dak Prescott that I found interesting, baby. He was on 105.3 The Fan. I'm sure we'll get maybe more detailed quote on this. But they asked him about Dak Prescott. They asked CeeDee Lamb about Dak Prescott. And he basically, I'm paraphrasing here, he basically said, Dak is looking, they're working, you guys seen us doing, we're working to attack deep. In West Coast offense, you go off play action and you attack deep. You saw it with that CeeDee Lamb play, deep. You saw it with Michael Gallup, deep. So when CeeDee, again, he said a warning to the NFL, if you play up on us, remember that was the big thing. People would come up and Dak would, it would be predictable. He was blaming it on Dak. It was more the play calling.
That's what Cactus G said about a shot to the Eagles. That it wasn't like a direct call out, but it was a little subtle.
But he's just saying that he didn't name the Eagles. But the thing is that he's basically saying if you maybe the Eagles said we'll just play up on you and we'll dominate you, let them try it. That's good. This is healthy trash talk from our side because CeeDee Lamb to me is saying the truth. It's not even trash talk. If you come up, we're working on the deep ball. Dak is hitting. You saw the Brandon Cooks play.
Yep.
You saw the CeeDee Lamb play. That was a short play, but I was on the goal line.
And that's just the stuff we saw.
Yeah, but you saw the stuff that went to Gallup deep, CeeDee Lamb deep. You saw the touchdown to Brandon Cooks. That's our 3 starters, by the way. I'm just saying, guys, this is what is coming up. And CeeDee Lamb is saying, we're going to hit you deep. Those play action plays are going to hit you all the way to the end zone for a 40 or 50 or 60-yard bomb. After hitting you with 20, 4-yard yak plays. Like 4-yard and then you get yak yardage after. You might go 6 yards after. You might go 2 yards after. That's going to be the game plan. A quick 2-second play, a slant, and then When you get tired and you start maybe coming up, we're going to hit you deep. That's the game plan on offense. I thought this would be the kind of what we would do, be more up-tempo, play-action stuff. If we see this, the Cowboy offense will be, I believe, much better than last year. And I'm not talking about scoring fucking points. I'm talking about consistency. Dak Prescott, the receivers, the routes run. Everyone will be on the same page here with McCarthy if this thing works out the way I'm hoping it is. Right now, starting training camp, we're starting off all systems go. Happy birthday to Dak, though, by the way. CeeDee Lamb, I love the warning he's issuing, basically. And I do think that is, not even, I don't think it's a warning. I think it's a fact. If you play up, we're practicing to beat you deep.
Yeah, it's not a threat. It's a promise.
I'm as crazy as they come, see. All right. So, Dak Prescott, guys, here, he was talking on NFL Network about getting the ball out quickly. Get the ball out of his hands quick with less reads and a 2-second. Just get the ball to the playmakers. The first name he mentioned was not Tony Pollard. It was not Deuce Vaughn. It was not CeeDee Lamb. It was not Brandon Cooks. It was Cavante Turpin. Yeah. And
so that's the playmaker on Dak's mind? Okay.
The first guy that came to his mind on offense. Guys, again, I don't think it's going to happen yet. I got to see it to believe it. But at least it seems that we're going in that direction, trying to get Turpin more snaps on the field.
Probably, I think the reason Dak thought of him is probably because he was the most misused guy last year. So for him, he's
a bonus playmaker.
Playmaker that has been sitting on the shelf this whole time. Like, I can't wait to see it type of thing. So I'm guessing that's also a big reason for that.
I agree. Listen, by the way, Dak, he does have a receding hairline there. He looks a lot older now than he definitely did in his rookie year. Like, you can see it on him, right? I mean,
look, we can't help our hairlines.
I know, can't help them. But hey, Dak he's still rocking it. Listen, Cavante Turpin.
Yes.
I know that he did say something actually after you see him in the group here, one of the receivers here what did he say coming about this whole situation in his second year now? First day on the field in the second year.
Last year, coming from the USFL, not getting to do OTAs in the minicamp, I feel like this year I got to do those things, and I feel like I'm ahead of where I need to be coming from the offensive end. Come in, learn the plays. I just feel like I'm in a wonderful spot right now. Coming in and being able to do those two things during the offseason. This year, I'm trying to do everything. All pro, anything I can do since I got my rest during this offseason.
Good.
Coming in here with fresh legs, I just feel like right now I'm at 100% of where I need to be.
See that little guy on the bottom on the knee? That's Cavante Turpin. He's 5'7". He's 2 inches taller than Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn is 5'5", 176, but he's also 155. And I think the thing is that he's actually,
2 inches apparently matter quite a bit.
That's what I've heard. Listen, the thing is that when you look at like what Turpin is saying, that is a big key. I don't know about using him on offense or just special teams because he was great on special teams. He made Pro Bowl, but what I'm trying to say is when it comes to Turpin, now he had a true offseason. Finally, he wasn't just playing in the USFL and then came to Calais camp. He went from the USFL a whole season MVP of the USFL to Cowboys, training camp last year. Boom, right in the middle. And you look how much field time. How much time was he on the field in 2022-2023 season? Well, he was the MVP of the New Jersey Generals USFL, right? All-Pro and Pro Bowl selection for the NFL. 10 games he played in the USFL. With the Generals of the USFL, he had, he was the number one receiver, by the way. 44 receptions, 540 yards in the USFL. That led the entire league. 4 receiving touchdowns. That was second best in the league. 23 carries, by the way. Also, he ran the ball. 429 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. He had 921 all-purpose yards for Cavante Turpin. Dak's the one that mentioned him, not me. So we're going with what Dak's saying here. But, again, this is over a span of a year now, right? 10 games in the USFL, 4 preseason games in the NFL, 17 NFL regular season games, 2 playoff games. He played a total, guys, last year of 33 pro USFL NFL football games. From basically the beginning of last year of 2022 till the beginning of 2023. I think he is saying what you just said about his comment about kind of getting that year to truly rest. How huge is that? I mean, you cannot overlook that.
Huge.
That's all. You can't overlook that. Now, tight ends. Talking some tight ends here. You don't see them in this picture here, but you might see some of the cheerleaders up there. But we're not talking about those tight ends, Swerton. We're talking about our Dallas Cowboy tight ends, Jake Ferguson. Specifically him and Schoonmaker. Yeah? I'm going to put Schoonmaker up on the screen here for a second, guys, and take Dak down for a minute because Schoonmaker, let me fix that. But Schoonmaker, guys, is unfortunately not even hit the field. He's over there, we saw him in the video earlier, doing some work on the sideline, resistance cords. That's not going to cut it right now as far as a rookie trying to get on that field. So, to me, it's a situation where the Cowboys are going to have to find a way to get him out there. Jake Ferguson gave us a little insight on Luke Schoonmaker, baby, and I know you have that information.
Mm-hmm.
To me, again, I think you speak on it. I want to hear what he said.
Schoonmaker said, quote, "It's always tough not being able to be in there with an injury. That's something you can't really control. But when he's not out there, you see him going through those mental reps. You see how much he wants to be out there. And today he was so fired up, he was running and almost slipped. And I was like, calm down. We're just in a walkthrough right now, Schoon." Yeah,
he just wants to get out there. And you can't blame the guy for trying to,
especially as a rookie, you kind of get that same feeling of like a very energetic puppy type of situation. Like, yes, we know you want to play, but you got to wait, And it is unfortunate just because, especially with some of the doubts that we had around Schoonmaker, I feel like it adds to that, and I think he feels that pressure to want to live up to that second-round pick where he was drafted at.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. No, I hear you. And look, when we get him on the field, I think there's going to be promising chances for him, for Schoonmaker. But Ferguson's a starter. Good to see that. His 2 cents about Schoonmaker, Jake Ferguson. So the last thing I was going to say, maybe as I finish this, we're done, guys. It's a good night here. It's a 2-hour. We hit like a little over 2 hours. I'm surprised, actually. Did a good job in, keeping it kind of condensed. And
pretty concise for missing yesterday. And thank you so much, Larry King, for starting it up there.
The legend Larry King in the house. Appreciate you, Larry, being part of the family here on M to the C to the F. As my voice is dying on me, you see the Cowboys walking out here. Tomorrow, the pads are on. One guy who's not going to be in pads, you see Israel Mukuamu, number 24. Number 6, Donovan Wilson. He's our most injured guy right now, outside of Schoonmaker and Jordan Lewis and those guys. Donovan Wilson, guys, he's very important for this team. 33 pass rushing snaps last year. He was a pass rusher that got 5 sacks. It's a safety, Donovan Wilson. He had 13 total pressures last year, hit the quarterback 5 times, had 4 hurries on the quarterback, batted the ball down once, and he had 8 total tackles per game average for number 6, Donovan Wilson. That was number 1 last year for the Cowboys. Donovan Wilson, guys, get home rate. That means from the pass rush side of things, he had an average of a 1.5 get home rate, 1.5 seconds. That's the best on the team, even better than Micah Parsons. Yeah, Micah Parsons, 2.5.
Damn.
Again, different kind of pass rush situation. He's coming on blitz. Micah's fast, but even Donovan Wilson's faster. Again, it gets home. Remember, guys, it's just getting to the quarterback to affect the play, the pass, meaning a sack. Oh, not a sack, but I think it means the pressure, a hit, a hurry, a batted ball, anything like that. I guess also a sack as well. But basically, every 1.5 times you blitz him or send him as a pass rusher for Donovan Wilson, something like that's going to happen. Pressure, a hit, a hurry, knockdown ball, a sack. Joining the other cornerbacks and defensive backs we got here, safeties. Donovan Wilson's a major piece, so he's going to be back at the very latest, week 1. Healthy as can be. He had 5 sacks and 33 pass rushing attempts. It's a sack on every 6 pass rush attempt. Every 6 times he gets a sack. So, again, guys, to me, Donovan Wilson with the rest of the defensive backfield we have here is one of the best groups of guys in the NFL. And, again, unfortunate for Ramsey being hurt with the Dolphins. That dropped them out of their they were supposedly ahead of us.
Yeah.
Has definitely hurt them a bit there. So, it sucks. Hopefully we, tomorrow, knock on wood, stay healthy. As you can see, Schoonmaker here,
Look,
Jordan Lewis.
That's the number 1 thing so far.
Stay healthy. Tomorrow the pads come on. This was just little tag football here, a little bit of a flag football. Now we're going to see the hitting, the actual twisting.
A lot more bumps and bruises headed our way, but hopefully that's all they are. Similar to the Trayvon thing, right? I think if he had to play, he would be in there, obviously. But the fact that it is training camp, the Cowboys probably do just want him to be fully 100% ready to go.
I'm excited about Mozzie in the mix there. So, yeah, but listen, a lot to like.
I'm just hoping that he has even a halfway solid season the way that the last handful of first-round picks have had, like Micah Parsons, like Tyler Smith, who I think have set the bar impossibly freaking high. Thank you, George Lubel.
For offensive line. We always say that, but every single guy we added offensive line is dominating. Yes,
no,
George.
I know. But that's what I'm trying to say.
Thank you for joining
Previous
the family.
first-round picks, at least in the last handful of years, have really stepped it up their rookie season in a very impressive way. That defensive line first-round picks don't tend to unless they're in like the top 10.
I agree.
So for Mozzie to be showing some of the looks that he already has, it does bode really well for his future, and I think he's going to continue that tradition.
Listen, if Mozzie Smith continues to play the 3-tech, I mean, that's going to be if he can do that, that's going to be a 3-down kind of situation. But the 3-tech,
which is what I think, I'm almost positive one of the few times he has spoken since he's been drafted. I think that's one of the specific comments he made, that he wants to be the type of guy who can be out there for all 3 downs. I'm
saying maybe not in the beginning, but by the end of the season he may be there, and that's would be impressive if he does. He'll play 1-tech as well on pass rushing downs. So probably be a 1-tech. Hank has got to go at that point.
Look, if our defense and our offense do what we expect them to do, there's going to be, I think, plenty of game time scenarios where Mozzie will be able to play around with that, and we can take those types of risks. You know what I mean?
You.
So,
but the big thing for me from Mozzie Smith is that he is possibly going to change the defense from going just like from almost elite to past elite. And I think not necessarily because he's great or not, what he's going to cause things to happen, improve the linebackers, improve the pass rush, and all of that, with the linebacker help, improves the run game stopping. So
Jason Renfro, much love. As Modi said, that's going to be important, especially when we play Buffalo.
Yeah. So important, I guess, every team in the playoffs is when it's all going to matter the most, right? So that's where it's going to really hit the fan there. But I just love what Mozzie, his power, I don't think people realize it, and they're going to. And the fact that teammates, veterans, love playing around him, it tells you a lot about Mozzie. When the pads come on tomorrow, you're going to see, I think Mozzie is going to be embarrassing some offensive linemen. Biotish, get ready. Whoever's playing the guard spot, get ready. If it's Tyler Smith, it'll be a great battle, and he will be sometimes. But whoever's playing Zach Martin, Josh Ball, I don't want to talk about this. It's going to be ugly tomorrow. Talk about domestic violence.
Exactly.
It's going to be domestic violence and Josh Ball tomorrow.
We never, ever in a million years want to see anyone get hurt.
Get injured. No.
I think I said this as a joke the other day, but like, imagine in a perfect world where every team had their starting roster 100% healthy, and you could see every team like that like face off against each other. Like Madden style, in the sense of like you start off the game and everyone's like healthy and ready to go if you want them to be. Like if guys drop like flies throughout the game,
I wish it could be like that every single year, right? Because then we would see, we would see the best of the best, the true winner. But part of being the best is overcoming injury.
I agree, but no, it just honestly to me that's more of a football thing, like it's fun football. But now I am going to do the final shout out here of the night.
It's time to shut it down.
The sponsor of the week, who by the way I think is going to rock it for 3 weeks in a row now, officially, right?
Officially. Has the lead. Looks like he's locked it up. Mark in second, Snug in third. The rest of the crew there, Lavelle, Jangly, Jason, Renfro, everybody. Thank you for dropping love from above. And I'm going to actually shout out some of the people here. Skeptical fan, who is going to be a three-peater here. Something the Cowboys couldn't do. Much love to him. Skeptical fan who dropped the love. Marco Sepian dropped the love here. Jason Renfro, like I said, dropped the love. The Lunatic. Appreciate you, sir. The Godfather here dropped the love. The wife. Even gifted here through Skeptical Fan.
Pay forward for Mr. Skeptical.
Of course. The Snug X in the house. Of course, we know why. Appreciate you. Lost in Translation podcast. Thank you. Swerton, even you. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. We'll get into it, I'm sure, in the near future about some trash talk and stuff.
Yes.
Thank you all for rocking here with us, repping that navy blue, silver, and star over everything. Last comments / shout outs. Yeah. And then we're saying we're out.
Shout out to you, Swerton, Jason Renfro, much love, saying can't wait to see what Mozzie does on the field.
Yes.
Tim Pinnell, again, keep always repping the Cowboy gear, right? So, Asmodeus, much love. And again, that Buffalo comment, very true, especially because obviously there's a handful, that's what I'm saying. There's a handful of teams that I think we face off against this season that matter a little more. The 49ers, the Eagles, I would include Buffalo in that list.
Good test, for sure.
Heck, the Jets, I'm almost halfway tempted to. Only because of all the
early in the season, too.
It's more the Aaron Rodgers connection with the Green Bay and the fact that they are, at least defensively, a very really solid team. So I think on the offense side of things, it matters a lot to have that thing. Look, I'm going to fall into that rabbit hole now.
We'll be here
Thomas Garrett, the superior Garrett. Turpin can squat 600 pounds.
Damn, I did not know that. That's crazy if he can.
Your knees, Turpin, your knees. Oh, Cactus G, much love, saying Dak might flirt with an MVP season. I would love that.
Let's not put the cart before the wagon, but I do believe that if McCarthy,
flirt with it.
No, I'm just saying he'll be more than flirt. He'll be a top 3-4 guy if the offense clicks the way that McCarthy can find the best thing for Dak for the receivers, for the way the offense, what we have on offense with the offensive line issue.
Mm-hmm.
That's a way to be really. Mike McCarthy should be more of the coach of the year. That it should be more of Mike McCarthy than Dak Prescott. You're just getting the best of
Drums
Dak.
and Cowboys, shout out to you saying, I know it's just camp, but damn, we're fast on offense. Lethal,
If
much
it
love
works,
to
if
you.
it works, if it works.
Frank Moyer, have a great night. Rolando Rodriguez in the house, much love.
Yeah.
Kenzie Bands representing. He said, look how 25 wasn't guarding Cooks. And then he was looking at Dak, look at Cooks. And then he noticed that Cooks was wide open.
Yeah.
Then he got on the play quick. And if Cooks wasn't fast enough, that would have been stopped.
And Dak put it in a perfect spot. It was a great pass by Dak. Cooks made a great route, a veteran route with that quickness and twitch. Oh, my God. It's unbelievable.
Bruce got the toxic juice. Much love. Let me see. Monroe Gadet. Take it easy. Have a great night. Scorpio. Let me see. D-Coop the man. Thomas Garrett. AJ Sanchez. Texas Twister.
Oh, I get to hit up
Cue Ball. Dusties. Let me come back down. Yeah, I think that's everyone here. Tommy Montoya. Everyone have a great night.
And a great week we had here. Week 1 of training camp. Now we start a new one. And this is really, truly week 1. To me, this is the next phase of training camp. The hitting begins. The pads come on. The helmets, the pads. I want everyone healthy. But now separate the men from the boys. Let's just be real about it.
And there's only one reason we do what we do, baby. It's that. What? Oh, is it not that? What is it?
I never got to shout out I never got to shout out the Cash App King giving the crown over to the next to come in.
Yeah,
remember?
I didn't.
That. I never did.
Maybe you didn't show it on the screen, but we definitely said it.
Well, I'm going to say it now because officially now, Justin Quarles, appreciate the Q man, passing
handing off the crown
to the man that you know why he's here, Snug X. Passing that crown over from Q man to Snug X. He's now got it, I think, 3 out of 4. So basically, 3 weeks out of 4 weeks, Snug X been repping that crown in the Cash App. Much love to him. Justin Quarles, I know before that, Jason Renfro, and last month. It's been a battle. Snug X pushing everyone away for that top spot. Much love to him, as he's got the crown back on his head.
Let me do another shout out here because Simon says, much love.
Simon.
He said, I've been to Oxnard twice, and the Texas Coast offense is coming together.
I'm feeling it, Simon.
We kind of said this before, but I want to know real quick. Do you feel like this camp is getting off to a better start than usual for our Cowboy camps, right?
And I know the last year the whole camp had a feel to it. I just think this is the coaches are loud. Everyone's yelling. Everyone's it's like intense.
You kind
of
pointed out too that it felt a little meaner. Like
I like that. We need that shit. It's been too long without that Jimmy Johnson old school attitude. I'm not saying he's even old school. This is new school, but they got the fire, the coaching staff, the people out there hitting these guys in the stomach. Everything is intense. Everything is go. Everyone's on the same page. So this to me is a lot different than having Noah Brown out there, even if the field was good. Noah Brown out there is like
I know it's no pass, but it's still just nice to see our Cowboys bumping and grinding.
Well, I know, but tomorrow it's gonna be that's when we need to make sure everyone's knocking on wood and we're doing whatever they do for good luck because that's the injuries. I don't want to see that.
I want to see a fight next week, and I don't mean that obviously in a bad way. I mean it in I want to see players get so into it that they start throwing hands. Like that's the type of energy I want to see. Anyway, still, let me do the final comment here. Phil Collins in the air tonight. You can feel it in the air at Oxnard.
In a real way, in the non-delusional way. I think it's come finally. I mean, the thing is, we've been building. It's not delusional.
Of course. Shit, Simon, thank you. He said a fight almost happened twice.
Ooh, who were the guys involved? Please break it down.
See, that's what I'm trying.
See, look, the COVID year, 2020. We had the injury. McCarthy's first year, he literally lost the center. What's his name?
Frederick?
Yeah, Travis Frederick.
Yeah, everything about that camp sucked.
So, but the next year we went 12-5, lost in the unfortunate game against the Niners in the fucking wild card. Then we lost. The next year we 12-5. You see, we're building because now we got to the second round. All right, still not the excellence we require, but the building is going on. It's not like the Garrett years where you got fucking 11 wins, you're down to 7. Who was it?
Oh, man. Let me know. Zek and Diggs almost happened.
Oh, I did hear about that. I actually did hear about them going at it and chatting back and forth.
I know they were trash talking back and forth, but I didn't realize
it got
to the point where they were getting into each other's faces and stuff.
You know what?
Good.
Good. Let the big money guys get in the big money fights. In the sense of, I don't want to see them knock each other out. I'm just saying, let's see them get intense. I want to see the big man, $40 million Dak Prescott against, $20 million Trayvon Diggs. That is what the team wants to fucking see.
Right.
That
so,
hypes the team
Kenzie,
up.
obviously, now that the season's starting, thankfully we have a lot more to talk about. And we also had to double up on yesterday's stuff.
Yeah.
And I would love to keep talking.
I know.
But we actually are on a bit of a time limit today.
I'm sure I'll be on the overtime with Mosh or something like that later tonight if he's up late. But we'll see how that goes.
We still have a few little other kind of homekeeping stuff we have to do before I go to bed. So I do have to stop you here, my love.
Yes.
But we will be back tomorrow for obviously even more
new
Dallas Cowboys stuff.
Check out the videos. The hits are coming, and hopefully hits with no injuries. That's what we want to see.
That's the number one thing.
Let the cream rise to the top here. Let's see the separate the boys. And I'm not saying Deuce. I think Deuce one of the men possibly in this thing. The men from the boys.
So Simon said I was there. The Dak and Diggs.
Yeah, it was real.
It was intense.
Man. Good. And I kind of don't mind that.
Dak is also not usually that type of guy.
Good.
So
he needs to wake the fuck up. He needs to wake up. I want to see. McCarthy said you got to take ownership.
Part of me feels wrong for enjoying it so much.
You got to take ownership of the team. This is partially of the process of this. Taking ownership of the offense and saying, hey, representing your guys, whatever it was they were arguing. I don't know. I don't care. But they see him fighting for something. Whether it's him, the offense, the team. It's a good sign when they follow him into battle in the football field.
But I know it's easy as a fan to be excited about your team, but
excited.
It does feel like this is the most non-bullshit season to feel excited about the team.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I have never personally felt so confident about a team we've been putting out there on the field. Can't wait to see it. Everyone, thanks for hanging with us. Thank you, by the way, Simon, for that extra exclusive behind-the-scenes thing. Like we said, unfortunately, our life schedule and kid schedule won't let us go out to training camp for another few years. So hopefully we'll see you out there 5 years. So maybe keep going and let us know. But anyway, shout out to everybody here.
Yes.
Thank you to all the kind of late night people lost in translation. Let me see. Sorton, Tommy, Brendan, James, everybody here.
Skeptical
Scorpio.
gets,
hit on your last way in. Seriously, guys. Easy, simple way to help. Subscribe down below. Catch you guys tomorrow. But, baby, is it because of the navy blue?
Yes.
The silver?
It is because of that.
The star.
We do this on the nightly. You know why. It's all those things, guys. The star over everything. Win, lose, or draw. Good, bad, or ugly. We want that 6. It's about that star over everything. Over everyone on the team, coaches, the history, still the star. Is more important. That means getting the wins as a team. That's what it's not the Dak Cowboys. It's the Dallas Cowboys.
Sometimes it means fighting it out, getting a little dirty, right?
Yes. As we get off camera here, as we get out of here, guys, and wrap up this day 3 of a little delayed, right? But it happens sometimes.
Ice Tippler, Snug X, thank you so much.
Snug in the house. Appreciate everybody in the house, baby. On this channel for 6 years plus, here entering the 7th season here on MCF. Never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, go Cowboys! Let's get that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and beyond. Guys, thank you for truly hanging with a long stream tonight with us here. Tomorrow the hits start. I cannot wait. Thank you for dropping your knowledge in the chat, guys, all night long. Dropping the love from above. Can't do this without you guys. Congrats to Skeptical Fan repeating. Three-peating. A. Lavelle holding down that stream boss right now. Q-Man passing the crown to Mr. Snug X. Can't do this without you guys' support, love, and input on our team. Maybe as we get out of here and drop out, clock out officially for the evening. What do we got to do before we drop out for the night?
We got to drop the beat.
And we're also dropping out for the week, right? Now we're back tomorrow, resetting it. It's 3-peat Skeptical Fan. A new week. To me, it's a brand new week, a brand new phase, the hitting phase. I can't wait. Hope everyone stays healthy. Let's see this team kind of separate the best from the rest. And join us tomorrow, guys, right here. My Cowboys family, we do training camp day 4. Make sure you guys stay tuned for all the videos that drop throughout the day. Little clips. I give my 2 cents on some of them. And, of course, the overall clip, right, with the whole day's events on day 4. That's coming tomorrow. And we'll talk about it. Kicking off a new live stream, a new week tomorrow right here on Monday. Right here on YouTube, right here on MCF, where it's always about that navy blue, that silver too. That's star over everything, guys. You know the deal here. Never forget the number one thing here on My Cowboys Family. Much love to everyone, even the haters in the back. Much love to everyone. Appreciate everybody here with us. Enjoy. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Kicking off a new week. Let's get it on training camp style here, guys. We'll see you back tomorrow for another one. Safe night. Peace out. And never ever forget. Yeah, Cowboys!
Monk on the beat.